afternoon, good evening, and good morning, depending on where you are in the world today. Welcome to the Hump Day Chinwag, especially the Halloween special. Now, we've got a much smaller crew today because people are having breaks, taking a little bit of holiday for their Halloweens and stuff. But we've got plenty of stuff to go through, plenty of stuff to discuss, and I'm sure we'll have a bloody good time doing it. So welcome chat, welcome panel, and we'll go and do the usual things. We'll go and introduce ourselves, see what we've been up to lately, and then we'll crack on with the panel and the items we've got to discuss. And there's plenty of things to discuss, especially some rather interesting topics. So Smoothie DJ, who's currently on holiday in America.
Yes. As you can see, I've accustomed myself to the country already, where being the representing the American people. I haven't voted yet. I technically could. I've been encouraged to do it, but I'm probably not going to do it. But who knows how the state laws are? I have to check in on that one with my sources. But yeah, I'm here, still alive. Haven't been shot yet, so that's a plus, I guess. I'm curious about the election results because I'm going to be here for them. So yeah, let's see how that goes.
Just a message from Highlander. Turn your mic up, brother.
Turn your mic up.
Yeah, the I've got a separate microphone, so yeah. Basically, I'm just saying that I haven't been shocked yet, so that's a good thing. Yeah,
how many altercations have you had since being out there?
Not many. I've been yelled at by a Harris Walz voter today, and I just yelled back at her in German while I was at a Walmart, so that was fun.
That's pretty
Other
based.
than that, not many.
No,
I have to, honestly. It's something you have to do, otherwise they will not respect you. You know?
Are you back down in Texas? Are you?
I'm in New Mexico at the moment. Still Texas, but it is it's
close
still
enough.
nice here. It's nice and cold today. It's like 23 degrees or something, so it's actually a nice day out for a change.
It's actually reasonable weather, to be honest. If it was 23 degrees, I'd be quite happy with that. I don't do anything north of 27.
My dad already warned me, like, be prepared when you return. You're gonna freeze your balls off. I was like, I might do, but that's okay. I've got hoodies and everything, so I'll be okay.
That's what jumpers were invented for.
Supporter. Exactly. Yeah.
And gas furnaces.
Yep. Too.
And log fire.
And log fires. Yes. Greg.
Yep.
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I can't see the stream. That's weird. I've got the chat up, but like it's doing the wheel of death.
What's
on
the
video?
Wheel of death?
I promise with my intro. The intro was laggy for me earlier, but it's fine now.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it running.
I just get an error occurred. Please try later. I can see the chat. Chat can see you, so that's good.
Yes. Unfortunately, they can see you
that's
too.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, I've come as a terrifying. I've come as the boogeyman to strike fear into 48% of American voters. Yeah.
Sake.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
I'm the scariest of them all.
So just so that we are clear, that does say "Make America Great Again."
Does say "Make America."
Have you got like the world's smallest head?
Yes, one of them.
Because that cap looks like it's like
this is one of the originals from like 2016. So it was like
that's a kid's size though.
That's a kid's size on a tiny
I've just
little melon.
I've tightened it up a lot. I don't tend to wear it much, to be honest. As you know, like I don't wear it like down the streets or out shopping for some reason.
I would 100%.
This was a gift from my fiance, though.
Yeah,
I would.
You would be based as fuck if you were wearing that down the high street and going into Lidl's or Primark. Can you imagine wearing that in Primani? It's like, oh yeah, look at my hat.
I've got a Mark Price T-shirt around somewhere. I thought I should put that on.
Yeah,
opportunity missed.
Should do. Hanayama, how are you doing, sir?
I mean, besides getting injured this week, fucking twice. What
are you doing?
My mom replaced one of her kitchen cupboards, and I'm like, Yeah, I will help you move the other one out, which translate to woman sit in that chair and let me do it, obviously. And it's one of those old cupboards that has like the very thin backboard, which is basically just a piece of drywood, and that's
Oh, the
stapled
good old
in.
classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's stapled in. And one of the fucking needles from the staple gun stuck out a little bit, and I didn't notice. So when I grabbed it just immediately sliced like the bottom part of my palm open. Like,
no.
shit happens. Like put some disinfectant in there, wash it out with alcohol, and then just glue it together. But
Mate.
fuck it, who cares?
That's nasty.
I would have laughed if that accident would have happened while you were assembling your PC parts to your PC. That would have been funnier.
No.
It probably
that's a-
worked faster with a blood sacrifice.
Oh fuck yeah!
You go
Blood
faster
for the
than
blood.
That's a computer from hell.
No,
So-
The demon core.
No. You get a computer from hell if you get a computer from hell if you liquid cool it with your own blood.
Yes.
That's base as fuck.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, but outside of that, it's the usual business. Fucking yelling at people on Twitter.
Yeah.
And funnily enough,
Fucking tourists.
because finally somebody got the fucking message. Some of these fucking dickheads posted dumb shit again. Then I yelled at them again, called them a fucking bot as always. And they actually deleted the tweet and posted a correction because I yelled at them that hard.
I hope you got screenshots.
Oh fuck yeah!
Good, because we'll have a look.
Keep
We'll
them.
We'll have
Keep
a look
them.
at that. Abe, how you doing?
How do?
How is your melon?
It's better.
Good.
I spent many days being a bit trepidatious about having this surgery. Now it's over. Now I'm just in recovery,
Nice.
just with my head plastered up. I'm not sure whether I've been lobotomized or de-lobotomized. Only time will tell.
They put something in. They put
Maybe you got based pilled.
an enhancement.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Neuralink.
Yeah, just got a red pill permanently lodged in my skull now.
Yeah, you are
Hence
an early
my avatar.
candidate, an early unvolunteered candidate for Neuralink.
Neuralink.
It's been installed,
Mm-hmm.
and if you start
That's-
having weird thoughts, that's just Greg.
Or they may have
Well,
inserted your bank details in your head. Maybe you should try scanning your head next time you want to pay. Just,
Yeah, well,
just tap it
so
against the
far
machine.
it's the reason why my eyes glow now. So it's cool.
Nice. So
And I've
you're
changed
basically
colours.
slowly turning into the Terminator.
Yes.
Happy days.
Hey.
Eclectic Goat says, "Wait, what happened to Abe? What did I miss?
Full blown AIDS.
Full blown AIDS. Apparently.
Yeah. It's terrible.
That's the
He had
only-
his brain looked at. They discovered he has one, and then they decided to leave it alone.
Yeah, they realized I was too dangerous with one, so
Yep,
They took
got
one of
rid of
them
it.
away.
indeed. Right, let's have a quick chat with Chat. Daily Dysfunction. How you doing? Good to see you.
Really?
John Richards, the problematic white guy, who's going to be joining
Hey, John.
Agez on the panel in November at some point, probably towards the middle of November.
It's going to be a
we'll
long
have
That's
episode.
good.
John back on. Yeah, well,
November's
the
gonna
thing
be
is,
long.
I'm almost tempted to load that. So, in fact, we could actually do the next episode, John, thinking about it, and load it heavily with some American fan base. Because we can discuss the election and everything. So maybe we'll do that. I'll reach out to you, John. Abe, you're in two places at the same time. Nice. Tracy Reeves,
My God.
here in the background. Well, he says her in the background, but
Her in the
here
background.
in the background. Hello,
How
everyone.
sexist of you. How
Indeed.
sexist of you, Abe.
I did see the brother Zax in the chat as well. How you doing, Zax? Good to
Zax.
see you, my friend. It was good to see you. So this
How's it
is
going, Zax?
obviously because the time zones have now changed for the UK and Europe. Daylight savings and all that's gone out the window. We're now even earlier in these states, which is
I
great.
was confused with the starting time. I was like, wait a minute. And then my dad was like, yeah, don't forget, we changed time over the weekend. I was
Yep.
like, oh yeah, that
Yep.
was a thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of these days we'll just all coordinate with proper bloody time. But there you go. Rick, how you doing, brother?
Converging time zones.
Mm.
Imagine converging time zones. That would be crazy.
Indeed. Highlander's in the house as well. He's brought his popcorn.
Highlander.
Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Vordy.
Always good to have it.
Vordy, I received the package today. Thank you very much indeed. I have started to sort myself out with it. Greg as well. 2 places, 1 time. Rick says, dibs on Jenny Ortega or Sydney Sweeney. By all means. By all means.
And there's an and. That's important. And Sydney Sweeney.
You guys remember the soap that she was advertising? The Squash
Dr.
one.
Squash.
Yeah.
I actually saw the soap at Walmart. I actually saw the soap at Walmart today.
I bought
saw it today.
8 bars in January.
I have not bought it yet. No.
I was going to say, did you buy some bars, rub them on your face, and pretend that they were Sydney's?
I should have done that. Yeah.
To be honest, you should have done that. You would have gone to bed happy. Definitely happy.
I'll think of that. They could capitalize on that further and do an actual bar of soap in the shape of one of her boobs.
No, 2 boobs.
2 boobs.
Well, why not 3?
Titty soap.
We're not living in total
recall. We're not living in total recall then, mate.
Not yet. I think 2 of Sydney's are more than enough. There's no need to be greedy.
Well, some of us are greedy.
No need to be greedy when 2's enough. Oh, he's got his bars of soap.
2 are enough.
What flavours have you got?
Are enough.
Bay rum. Gay dick touch. What? Oh, coconut castaway.
Okay.
Ladies bits. Oh, pine tar.
Pine tar.
It's my favourite
you smell
one.
like butt crack.
Pine tar's going to smell like bloody Christmas trees.
Yep.
Mate.
Smells like ass.
Smells like ass.
They smell good.
Interesting. Jose Taco, how you doing, buddy? Hail, guys. Busy day. We'll be in and out. Good to see you, though, mate. Good to see you. Gatis.
Andrew Wordner.
How we doing?
Got us.
Good to see you as well. Spinning down. Just finding Uncle Martin. If you've not had altercations, you're Americaning wrong. This is true.
Oh, I did have some altercations. Let me just put it that way, but they weren't significant enough to mention.
I can't wait to go across. I'm going to have altercations all the time. I'll be surprised if they let me stay.
Especially with the minorities. I can see you butt head with those a lot.
Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Oh, man.
Oh,
well, so far I've not met any Haitians. So far I've not met any Haitians that were eating cats and dogs. So
that's probably a good thing then. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, the cats and dogs formed an alliance against them, so now they're eating the Haitians.
Oof, can you imagine? Revenge of the Pets. Just need to make that into a film. That'd be awesome. An action thriller starring Spot and Gizmo. Pete, Heretical Nerds in the house as well. Hail, gentlemen. And Jose says, New Mexico used to be part of Texas. Did indeed.
Correct.
Texas.
Correct.
An Eclectic Goat. Hey, folks. How you doing?
Hey-o.
Goat was struggling with time zones as well. It's like, no. What's going on with the time zone?
No.
Yeah, Vordy just says peasant internet.
I
think that was in reference. Internet. Yeah. What was that in reference to? We were talking about interwebs earlier. Fat nose. Can't remember. David Morris, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you, mate. It's good to see you. It's been through as Manias.
On my end, Andrew Wordner. Hello.
Rick asks, why is Dombey dressed like Count Chocula? Well, why not?
Why not? Exactly.
It is basically the Halloween special, so why not come as a serial superhero?
I'm cosplaying Dara Move today, in case you haven't noticed. So a bit more American and a bit more with more shades, but you know what? It does the trick.
And Pete says he's dressed like your average elderly Italian pawn shop owner.
I'm
now, if porn was spelt the other way, that would have been even funnier. Yes.
No, it's true either way.
It is also true either way. And we got Galadorn in the house. Good to see you. Andy Wordner. Hell, smash that like. Andy, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. And let's go. Everyone should stop changing clocks. The Germans lost World War Why are we still letting them pick what time it is? It's not the Germans that pick it.
It's not the Germans, no.
Believe it or not, it wasn't even the Germans. It wasn't even the Brits. It was a collective of all major countries. And they just so happened to say that UK can be ground zero.
Basically.
Because
Yeah, I
we
mean,
the best.
it's so tough being the best.
Yeah, it is so tough being the bestest ever.
Yeah.
Ref!
This is ever.
And guess who's in chat as well? Mila!
Mila.
How you doing?
Hey.
How's the family? That's the more important question for Mila. How's
the
family
baby?
going? Yeah.
How's the baby?
Uncle Martin with the proper question. Jenna or Sydney? Okay, no los dos.
Why not both? That's
Why
a
not
valid
both?
question.
Retro Collective just stopping by. Good to see you. Andy Matthews. As Mandiaz Bioware is not able to scratch together one boob in their character headset, well, that's hardly surprising. They're gay as fuck.
Have you
Psychotic
seen
Mongoose.
the character models? Have you seen
Mate.
the character models? Ugh.
People were tempting me
Unreal.
to play the game last night. I was like,
Do you want to spend $70 on that game, mate?
no.
I sure
Well,
shit don't.
to be honest, I turned around and started doing a DSP and said, if you want me to play it, you super chat that shit because I'm not playing it for free. Fuck that. I would sooner
Fuck
stick
that
a
shit.
pineapple up my ass fucking sideways with the cobby fucking leafy bits still attached. There's just no way. Tomby, so did
I
Tam
think that's
chicken
actually
out
how
from
it's meant
dressing
to be
out?
played.
No, just busy, mate. Just incredibly busy. Just haven't had a lot of time. I mean, the thing is, I only stopped because obviously I'm still working during the day, and I only finished the video editing around about 6:30, because there's not many times people actually help me with things. Tumbleweed goes by. Tam didn't have a lot of time, and because I was upstairs, Tam didn't have enough time to sort herself out or jump in. I'm still hoping that I can get her on the World of Warcraft stream tomorrow, in her outfit. So I've got a couple of outfits to wear. So I won't be Count Chocula tomorrow. It might be someone else.
I originally
gonna
read
be
that as Copula.
I know who you're going to be tomorrow. Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball.
Mr. Popo.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna Mr. Popo harder than Mr. Popo.
That is true. That is true.
Holocron Library Fox. Hail Tomby, Smoo, Kadaf, Abe, Haniyama. Hail Mongoose in the chat. Good to see you.
Yes.
Tomby, time changes were put in place to conserve fuel in war. The war is over, so why do we do it? I thought it was so that the farmers can actually do their job at a reasonable time of day.
Yeah,
That's
and the
what I
school
heard
kids
too.
in Scotland can go to school with,
During the light.
during light time rather
Yeah.
than during the day, during the
Yeah.
dark.
What is this light
Though,
you talk
though
about?
to be honest, it's Scotland, so fuck them. Fuck the jocks. Lisi, hi all. What is Tomby dressed as? Abe has red eyes. Abe's scary Abe.
Airy Abe.
He's basically turning into a robot, and I am a vampire. Well, I may as well just call myself Count Docula now.
Count Tombula.
Yeah, I may as well change my name. Let's go.
Shoot, I need to do that as well.
Count Chocula. Save. There we go. Count Chocula. How you doing, Lisi? Good to see you, my friend. Let's spin through. We are all caught up on chat. Hooray! We are all caught up on chat. Right, plenty of things to discuss. Is there anybody that's got something absolutely burning they want to start with?
I mean, that depends. If you want to start with the world's greatest laugh, then we might have some Google news.
Yeah, we should actually
I
start with
thought
that.
someone was going to say something about their genitals, but carry on.
Stacey isn't here.
Very small general.
Mine are
genitals.
still intact. Mine are still
Okay.
intact. Thanks
Are
for
they
asking.
burning?
No.
Wait till digestion starts. That motherfucker had Taco Bell. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
STDs,
wait,
Still doing
folks.
fine.
Yeah, wait till
I'm still
digestion
doing fine.
starts.
Yeah, you got to wait until digestion starts, and then you'll crack on.
and then you can kiss your asshole goodbye.
I'm gonna link this one instead. I'm gonna start off with this because
All right.
this one.
Prizes, we're all professionals.
It's me.
Oh,
Go away.
No.
There we go.
Lord of them rangs.
Well, this isn't Lord of them rangs, but Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim writer Boyens reveals anime film will revive the late Christopher Lee's Saruman, but not with AI.
Yep.
So Christopher would have wanted this.
Funny
Believe
thing is,
no
this
one
is not really
ever.
news.
That's
This is
a
not
bold
really
statement.
news because if he was already revealed in the Japanese trailer.
Yep.
Yes.
That he's so it's not really surprising.
No, I mean the thing is, it's not really surprising, but it's more the case of they are resurrecting him as the voice of the character in order to.
I think they will.
For me, obviously, the easiest way they're going to do it is they've got all of the Lord of the Rings already pre-recorded stuff, edited stuff. They've got voice, they've got everything there. They can easily splice together enough from already recorded content to put things together. And as long as the narrative fits with whatever they've got on tape, arguably this is just rehashing stuff he's already created. But I guess it's more a case of now Boyen's actually asked Christopher Lee's wife, who's also no longer with us anymore, and apparently Christopher Lee's wife said, "Yeah, you would have been fine with it." But I guess the moral question is, would he have been? Is it still
I don't
okay
think
to
he
use
would've.
someone's likeness or someone's voice after basically? Question for the panel: did he have any children? I don't think he did
I
he?
am
Pretty
not
sure.
sure.
I'm
I'm
sure.
sure he did, but I don't think they would be opposed to the idea of their late father actually making an appearance in some way, shape, or form. What I think they will do is like repurpose lines from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or maybe use some of the lines from cutaway scenes that weren't used for the actual movies.
Yeah, they've stated
But
that
I
in
don't
the
know.
article.
Oh, he's
that
got one child apparently.
they're basically
Really?
going to use alternate takes from things that they actually filmed.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a single daughter called Christina. Oh, didn't know that. Every day's a school
Interesting, huh?
day. So I assume that she would have been asked at some point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would have been. I mean, they can't just repurpose someone's likeness or voice without consent of the family. That's the problem that Star Wars ran into with Peter Cushing, didn't they? Because the
Yeah.
Cushing estate is suing Disney now for not repurposing his likeness for, was it Rogue One?
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Rogue One, and I think they will. I think they probably had to go by Christopher Lee's daughter to actually get the consent for this whole thing, or maybe he has some weird contractual obligations that he signed before he died. Well, that's really hard to say because I don't think Christopher Lee would have been okay with it necessarily because he may have. He was a proud man of his work. Let's just put it that way. But I don't think he would have wanted his lines to be repurposed for something like the anime or anything like that. But I don't know.
June 7th, 2015 remains one of the saddest days in the history of the Lord of the Rings fan base, as that was the day they were forced to say goodbye to the late Christopher Lee, whose performance as Saruman in
my God,
Peter Jackson's already 9 years. Peter Jackson's live-action film trilogy was so iconic that it's constantly cited to this day as one of the best villain portrayals in cinema history, which, yeah, I would 100% agree with. It was superb. However, despite his departure to the shores of Valinor and against all odds, the actor will apparently be making a posthumous return to the franchise in the upcoming anime film, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. The late Lee's return to the role of Man of Skill was confirmed by the writer Boyens, who also provided her talents on all 6 movies in the original Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies. during a recent interview given to theonering.net. Now, the one thing I will say, at least they've got someone who worked on the original trilogies and the original films. I think that's actually quite important for me, just to give the anime just a sense of credibility from the start, from the get-go.
Yep.
Speaking to an outlet reporter known only by a handle of Green Dragon, how fucking sad, while on the floor at 2024, explained the idea to include Lee in the War of the Rohirrim was sparked by a really beautiful letter from Chris that he wrote to New Line Cinemas during the filming of Jackson's trilogy. It wasn't actually at the end of any of the movies, recalled the writer of Lee's message. It was out of the blue. He was in London and wanted to write to us. I think he missed New Zealand a little bit, so I have this letter that is framed in my office, and it's one of the few times I've ever done that. And it goes to the credibility of the actor. I mean, the fact he was actually quite iconic in almost every single one of his roles that he ever touched. And he's also got quite an interesting history if you go into it, especially in the armed forces. So it stands to me that he would be such an upstanding gentleman to actually send a letter like this to say thank you for obviously the opportunity and things like that. So I'd be intrigued to see if that letter is actually available online to read it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising.
I don't know. She's got it framed in her office, so it sounds like a private piece of correspondence.
Well, you say framed as a private piece of correspondence, but the thing is that it was sent to New Line Cinema. It wasn't specifically sent to her. So I wonder if New Line Cinema had it and they've just duplicated it and then framed it.
Could be.
So continuing, Boyens noted, when we reached out to Lady Lee, who is no longer with us, but is now with her beloved, I'd like to think she said the thing that I think Peter Jackson felt in his heart, that Christopher would have wanted this. So they've made an assumption.
Well, here's the emphasis, though. Yeah, that's an assumption. Correct.
It's a massive assumption.
What they did once, I remember that Christopher Lee did some voice work for a little known game called Kingdom Hearts, and when he couldn't reprise that role, they actually replaced him with a Disney voice actor. I think it was Corey Burton or something. Yeah, and he sounded pretty alike to Christopher Lee, so maybe that's what they've done here, and maybe just tweak the voice a little bit. But I don't think that there's that much material to work with to have Saruman actually have a huge part in that movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know how big a part he's got, really.
No. I mean, the thing is,
quite short anyway.
Until it actually comes out, until we actually see it, we can't see how much of an impact.
Is anyone going to go and see it in the cinema? Anyone planning on seeing it?
I will.
I
will give it. The reason why I'm going to say I'm going to give it the time of day is because the people involved in this were involved with the original trilogies. That's why I'm going to give it the time of day.
I think it's something I'm going to make a decision about closer to the time of release, because then we'll know more about it. We'll see trailers, things like that. Hopefully there won't be any like woke bullshit associated with it. And if there is, I'm just not going to bother.
If you think about the usual crowd that usually complains about literally every fucking thing these days, they already say it's woke because the lead of War of the Rohirrim is a ginger chick.
Well, that's actually not but that's actually not the problem. You know what the problem with her actually is? Her part is not. Her part in the book is portrayed
she's not important.
No. Her part in the movie is portrayed by a man in the book. That's why everybody keeps calling her a girl boss, because she wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's Rings of Power Galadriel. It's like
you weren't even have a name in the book.
Yeah. No, she didn't have a name in the book.
She's non-existent.
But it seems weird to make her the protagonist. Everything's seen from her perspective when it could be the story, of Hammerhand. I know. Well, maybe you could say it's worth having a young person's perspective on that, but that young person shouldn't then go on and be what is she going to be, the queen of the Rohirrim after that or something? Or the one that saved everything. If she saved everybody, why does she not get a name in the book?
Yeah.
and that's why I don't care. It's like, okay, so
Yeah.
you're already not respecting Tolkien's lore again, so I don't care.
Yep. Rick says, "Lady not appearing in a book is how she's called."
So
the
how
thing
long?
is,
Go on.
yeah, go
Lady
for it, Abe.
Natib. Just call her Lady Natib. That's the short form
I
of
was
it.
just going to ask, does anyone know how long before the events of the Lord of the Rings or even the Hobbit trilogy this is supposed to be set?
Well, it's maybe 150 years.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I
150,
think it's
200
Yeah,
years.
150,
something like
200 years
What, before the Hobbit or Lord of the
before
Rings?
Hobbit.
Yeah,
Right.
for the Hobbit.
Before Hobbit.
Okay.
But the thing is that I'm going to go watch it anyway, just so if it is everything that some people may actually expect it to be, we need to obviously be sharing that with people, sharing that kind of like that critique of the actual product. I'm not going to give it a pass, but I am going to go watch it. I mean, the thing is that apart from Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings has got a soft spot for me in anyway, from my childhood through to being an adult and watching the trilogies. Hobbit less
So according to, I just checked did some research on War of the Rohirrim. 180 years before the events of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
So
Yeah, but that would still be
So-
like, what, 50 years before The Hobbit?
Yeah, that's about 50 years
something
before
like
The
that.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
50,
Yeah.
70 years, 75 years before The Hobbit. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. And the thing is, Tomby, I'm still gonna see the movie, but Greg asked if we're gonna see it in the cinema. And no, I'm
Yeah.
not going to the cinema to watch it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I want it. I mean, the thing is that there's very rarely I will do a film review. And something certainly this important to me from Lord of the Rings perspective. I want to go watch it, and
Yep.
if it's everything that we expect it's possibly going to be, I will tear it a new arsehole, and I will put it out there at the end of the day.
You can make a
let's
review
face it.
discussion out of it. I mean, might as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, when this comes out the following Wednesday, it's going to be coming up in conversation.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, the thing is, I'm going to bring it up. Even if, yeah. I suppose you could go down the lines of, oh, maybe that's too early for spoilers. But do people really care about spoilers these days?
I mean, it's coming out December 13th, so we
Yeah.
still got a bit of time until it actually comes out.
Yeah, and we've got the Christmas break anyway, so we've got no hump
Yeah.
day over Christmas. Certainly not on Christmas Day.
Yeah, so, like, what, earliest we're gonna discuss the movie in January?
It depends on if you want to do a New Year's Eve, it's a New Year's Day special.
No,
Most people will probably be drunk as fuck, so let's do it.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just going to
hungover.
say, if any of us are still alive on that day.
Yeah.
I mean, I will
I'm
be.
working I'm working nights on the 31st, so I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I'll be
first
alive.
week into January, I think that's fine.
Yeah,
And to be
that's
honest,
reasonable.
I'll probably be doing cut down episodes of stuff on over Christmas and over New Year's anyway. So, just to keep things ticking over,
Yes, sir.
But continuing, when we reached out to and while many a fan will no doubt find themselves concerned regarding the potential use of AI in reviving Lee, Boyens clarified that rather than technological mimicry, they instead put his lines together using past recordings of his voice made during the filming of the
There you
original
go.
trilogy. There you go. So when we went into his recordings, I got back into it all, and hear his voice not just doing the lines, but talking to us as if we were recording them. She said, "We based it on a line from The Hobbit. Are you in need of assistance, milady?" Uttered by Saruman. Galadriel, upon discovering her under threat from the Nazgul, the Dol Guldur. And we thought, okay, that's a line. We can see how many takes he did of that. Can we use it? Can we find a new read on it and change it up a little bit? And our brilliant guys did that. But it is an authentic bit of Christopher Lee's performance, and it is based on that line. So
See,
yeah,
that's the important thing. It's still him doing the lines. That's the important thing.
But does this then open up the debate, I guess, that anybody that's recorded enough in film, TV, I mean, let's face it, he's had a bloody long career. He's had a bloody long career.
Yep.
He did.
And I will go case in point for someone like let's pick on Bruce Willis, who's now not got the ability to talk. Obviously, he's no longer going to be acting. But if there is suddenly a die-hard anime inspired film, is it reasonable for his old content to be used for that?
I mean, he already agreed to have his voice be AI sampled for commercials, I believe.
But we know why, though.
His family.
His
did.
family. See, this comes back to fucking Joe Bribham, and the fact that he is mentally incapable of actually standing office, and he was actually just a puppet on a string. So now you've got Bruce Willis, who's had slowly declining mental faculty, and his family are pushing for, just one more film, Dad. Just one more film. Because at the end of the day, that's the nest egg that they're all going to survive on. Because let's face it, most of his, I suppose, ex-wife and things like that with Demi Moore, they're not short of cash, but we know what happens when the patriarch disappears.
Yep.
All that money gets spunked away on frivolous shit, and the kids end up
see them
arseholes.
do, because you mentioned the potential of anime and other pieces of media. Do you guys remember the Die Hard games on the PlayStation 1?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
They could easily remake those.
No,
Just reusing Bruce Willis' voice lines. Scan his likeness.
I can't remember the game.
I mean,
It was
there's
called
been nothing
Nakatomi
stopping
Plaza,
them
I
from
think.
Okay.
upsampling the
pretty
originals
shitty-
anyway with modern technology.
You wouldn't need
Yep,
to, because most of these recordings were done on fairly high fidelity equipment. The only thing you're probably having to do is take it from an analog standard to a digital standard. And once you've got it on a lossless digital standard, that's it. You've got masters for life.
Yep.
So yeah, you could do.
Especially with the potential of AI as well, you can do a lot of things. I mean, I'm not necessarily pro AI or against it, but there's pros and cons to using it. And I'm just worried that his family will milk the living fuck out of it, and that's the only concern I have in regards to that.
Yeah.
But I'd say this is part of like the filmmaking process. Yeah, it's posthumous, but
this is the comment. We don't know enough. At this point in time, we don't know enough about what's actually going to be presented. We've got snippets, and some of those snippets don't paint it in a great light. But it's always good. And Abe, you said it as well. When it gets closer to the day, that's when the decision will be definitely made to see. And Yanni, who's just dropped in a $4.99 dib-dob super chat, just wanted to send my love real quick and say, you all look great, but Tomby, why'd you look gay? I'm trying my best to look American.
Me too.
America.
Fuck yeah. I just went for like 1700s America, where the Brits had just gone across, so that's why
This
we're
is
gay as fuck.
genuine My Pillow.
Eh?
Your
Is that supposed to mean something?
If you know,
as in the company.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's Patriot approved.
Is that the one that Lindell owned or whatever it is?
Mike Lindell.
Lindell.
Mike Lindell. So we were talking about I was talking about the Die Hard game. I actually found a video with footage. I think, considering how old this game is, it was published by Midway, which is saying.
Oh, they've
saying
gone
a lot.
down.
Holy shit, Midway.
Yeah, published by Sierra Interactive in Europe, I think. But yeah,
Mortal Kombat, wasn't
that game. They did
the first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Yep. The first
Mhm.
two, I think. And then after that, they also did Fallout, the originals.
Interesting.
The original first two.
Oh, the isometric ones.
Yep. Like I think as up to Brotherhood of Steel was Midway, and after that it was Bethesda. Developed by Piranha Games. That did. Let me think. What did they do? They did they had a
Mech Warrior.
the Die Hard, the Mech Warrior. They also this Die Hard game is based on a Half-Life mod, so they actually used the original Half-Life as a base to create this game.
Oh my god. Do you find it interesting how many times the modders end up making games?
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. PUBG
it's interesting,
was
isn't it?
basically based off it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're all just
Well, I
mods
mean,
of Battle Royale.
Half-Life was basically a corporate mod of Quake 2 engine.
Quake 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
That's
wasn't
true.
Team Fortress originally a fork of Half-Life?
Yeah,
Counter-Strike was a mod for Half-Life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
surprising.
It's got its own legs. So
James is in the
Yeah,
house as
Piranha-
well. How you doing, James? Good to see you, mate.
hey, James. Yeah, the Piranha Games were contractors who worked on a lot of games for EA's Playground franchises like Nintendo DS, and they did Medal of Honor Heroes on the PSP.
Yep.
They also worked for Gearbox on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of Duke Nukem Forever. Oof. Rest in
Duke
peace.
Nukem.
Yep, and they also did MechWarrior Online in 2012.
One of the worst Mech Warriors ever.
Yep, tells you all you need to know. I mean, if you look at the Die Hard game, you can see like that it hasn't aged well. Like
My God, look at the lack of polygons.
Yep, that's old. That's like old school, and that's from 2000. Think about the games that came out in 2000.
You know, I saw something the other day that said that there were more polygons that went into the model of Lady Dimitrescu's arse than
Yep.
there were in the entirety of the original Resident Evil game.
Correct. Yep.
That's actually quite
Oh,
impressive.
God.
I mean,
Mm.
look at I need to try and find that image again. Look how
The guy with
flat
the
this
face?
guy's. Yeah, look how flat this guy's face is. My God.
You know what that reminds me of? When they did LA Noire, like the facial scans of the actors back in the day, how weird that looked, even though it was like pretty impressive tech.
That's
What,
shocking.
this was 2012.
This was 2000. This was 2000.
2000.
Oh,
This is-
2000.
For the time, it's. I mean, if you look at some of the things like the hands and things like that, that is 100% GoldenEye in Nintendo 64, because that's
Yeah.
exactly the same thing they did with all of this.
Okay,
I'd even go so far
correction,
and say
2002.
I'd actually go so far to say a lot of this just looks like GoldenEye.
Look, it's got a finger on
it
the
is-
trigger. That's detail.
Are you sure
Well,
that's a finger and not a talon?
I think that's a trigger on the finger.
Nah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I mean, look at that creepy finger. I mean, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Damon.
How did you know I was going to do that? Fucking Jesus. Yeah, shoot me in the dick. I mean, the movement's not too bad.
It has one of the funniest game over screens. It's like hostages running to the middle, and then they just cower down and do and this is game over. They just circle around John McClane. It's fucking stupid. This is 2002. Think about what came out in 2002. Like that's like.
Well, 2004, World of Warcraft came out.
Let's see, 2002 PlayStation 2 games. Just for a comparison.
Well, Unreal
Uh,
Tournament 2003 would have
GTA
made
Vice
this.
City came out that year.
Oh,
GTA
did you see
Vice
that?
City came out.
Leaning as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Holy shit. That's
Well,
early for that tech.
Well, that's when that was introduced in Counter Strike, wasn't it? Or was it Rainbow Six?
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six.
Yep.
But I'm
Rainbow
pretty
Six.
sure leaning was in Counter Strike. I may be wrong, but
Nope.
What really bugs me about the footage is that it's mirrored. That's a little bit that bugs me about this. But
do you mean it's mirrored?
all in all, it is mirrored. It's like
It's
vertically
sideways mirrored.
mirrored.
It's sideways mirrored. The gun should be right-handed.
mhm.
Yep. even because everything is changed. Because I don't think John McClane was left-handed. Last I checked.
Most guns are right-handed.
No, I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho!
Ho ho
Oh, gosh.
ho!
My God,
Mate, I'm almost tempted to try and
What
play it.
else? I think it's on PC even, but good luck finding a working copy of that one. Unless they have it on Steam. Let me have a look. I'm curious about that.
Yeah, there's other ways.
Revenge. And then gets up to the end of the game.
Yeah. Oh, there's Carl.
Oh,
Carl
fuck.
of Duty.
Wrong gun. He didn't shoot him with a gun like that. He shot him with a revolver.
Now, Die Hard is sadly
Fucking
not
attention
on
to
Steam.
detail. Motherfuckers.
At least they remembered that he shot him.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
That's
Well, at least he didn't. At least he didn't shoot him with a walkie-talkie.
Can you imagine?
Excuse me, I'm a black man.
Oh, do you know
Shit,
what?
that's
Also, Smooth, did you say you played that game?
It's been a very long time, yeah.
Does
but
his missus punch the journalist in the face?
I think, if I remember correctly, she does, yeah.
That would be funny as well.
It is pretty. It's
That
pretty
would've
faithful to the source, for the most part. 4 kids edit.
Yep. 4 kids
Yep.
edit. So back to this. Now I know the internet's going to say, of course, there's a million people who can do Christopher Lee's voice, but you know what? I don't think so, she said. I'm glad we used his own voice and it was fantastic. Remains to be seen, but notably, Lee was a big fan of Lord of the Rings trilogy, which he was. Watched it on the night of his death. Oh, bless him.
Yep.
Devotion to the films, therefore, explains why Warner Brothers, and Boyens in particular, given her personal history of the franchise, would be willing to go as far as bring the actor back nearly a decade after his death. Some fans viewed Lee's revival as a good step forward for the franchise. Others disagreed with it wholly and completely. Multiple threads on Reddit, the source of all good knowledge. Many fans compared the situation to that of Disney announcing that they would be using AI technology to keep the late James Earl Jones as the voice of Star Wars Darth Vader after his recent passing. However,
we know how that went.
Yep.
That went.
As noted by one user, the differences in these cases are unlike Lee, who did not foresee any future The Lord of the Rings projects based on Jackson's cinematic universe at the time of his passing. Jones's work gave the right to his voice to Disney Lucasfilm and worked with an AI company to recreate his voice so that Vader could be his voice even after his death. Now that's interesting.
No.
That is interesting.
Some people would call that necromancy, but sure.
Well, I mean, you can give it whatever terminology you like. Now, the thing for me is he has licensed his voice to be used by Disney Lucasfilm. I wonder what the return on that license is. How much they're going to pay because they would have to pay the family, really.
Yeah,
Would
it's
have thought.
estate.
Yeah, they would have to pay his estate a amount based on that voice being used.
Royalties at the very least.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
5% of royalties, done, whatever that may be.
Well, the question is, does that include every piece of Star Wars media, or is it just movies? Because if they want to do games and everything,
Wherever it's
then
used.
there's a whole another discussion. You know.
Yeah, wherever it's used.
Well, we don't know what the terms of the contract that, say, for instance, James Earl Jones signed with Disney. So they may wholly own his voice for that character, or they may wholly own his voice going forward. So they ain't paying anybody, maybe, and they're just making money.
Yeah,
So
and
we don't know.
the other flip side, isn't it? Based off past contracts and past payments, past remuneration for starring in the films, might have had the clause in there that if we need to use your voice at any point in time in the future, you've already been paid for it.
Well, I don't know if anybody here has actually read any of the contracts that music artists usually have to sign. But the music that they produce during the period of the contracted period for which they're producing things, that work then is the sole property for all time. And they specify this
Ad infinitum.
anywhere in the universe, which is particularly unusual, for all time owned by that company. And the artist has no right to it.
I blame Elvis for that in the universe bit. Yep, always blame Elvis, folks.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, it's in perpetuity, isn't it?
Yep. I mean, it remains to be seen. Maybe they will do a good job, and who knows how long that scene with Saruman is going to be. Maybe it's going to be a minute or two, maybe 5 minutes. Who the fuck knows at this point?
Natty, yes, they did, because in Peter Cushing's case, they didn't have permission to recreate his voice or his likeness.
None whatsoever.
And Galadorn also brings up a very important point. Dead actors can't object if they're put in garbage, which is a very important statement. Because if it's a shit film, the actor can't turn around and say, I don't like this script. I'm not taking part of it.
Bruce Willis is alive and he couldn't object to some of the scripts he got.
This is also true.
I thought in the case of Peter Cushing that the family originally gave their blessing.
I think
or is it just that they've overstepped the bounds of the contract that they established with them?
If I recall correctly, which maybe not, but I think in that
no, it was his friend.
He sold his
friend,
rights, his likeness rights to a friend, or given it his likeness rights.
His friend had essentially was in charge of his estate or whatever it is, but certainly his friend hadn't agreed to that being used.
So
the extent of Saruman's involvement in the film in the movie remains a mystery, although it is likely to be limited to just a few lines, as not only Tolkien's books scant on the details about the actual rule of the Rohirrim, but they also aren't clear about just what his role was during the conflict. In fact, all we really know about the battle is that it was both fierce and the parts of the events led up to the founding of Helm's Deep, the mountain fortress in Rohan Valley, where Saruman would later battle against the eponymous riders of Rohan during the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Do we want to watch the trailer?
Yeah, I'd like to see the trailer. I've not seen it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Hey, I take it you can hear it.
Yeah,
we can hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, but
cool.
We're gonna get paid for this. We're gonna get paid for it because New Line Cinema are a bunch of scum.
That's all right. We'll just keep on talking over it.
Keep the music down a little, so we can hear the impressions. Maybe, like bump it down to like 20 or 30. Yeah. Footage from the trilogy is kind of misleading, though. Even though it's like, hey, it's part of the Lord of the Rings universe, but
yeah, it doesn't really bode well
either. That's a bit unnecessary. It's not. It's so unnecessary. Oh, hey, Jay.
Look who snuck in.
Hello.
Hey.
How you doing, Jay? Good to see you, my dude.
Doing good. Can you guys hear me? Audio good?
Yeah. Sounds bob on, mate.
Perfect.
It sounds bob on.
Bob on.
Did you see the intro?
I was listening in a little bit. I didn't catch the intro.
Okay. You're going to have to rewatch it because I actually made you quite a specific role on the intro.
Oh, God.
No, it's good. It's good. But obviously it's because of what that film was and because of who you are. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, so coming back to Smoo here, it's like, so far we are 20 seconds into a 2.5 minute trailer, and all they're doing is showing us the original trilogy.
Clips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
the question is, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so let's see when the animation starts for the animated movie.
There
you go.
It's literally right. As soon as you say, and let's see when it starts. Oh, okay.
And it's gone.
Kenji Kamehameha!
Knows the tale.
Does anybody know of any of his products?
Yes.
Didn't he? He worked on Ghost in the Shell, didn't he?
Yep.
Ghost in the Shell. Yeah.
Tale of the War of the Ring. But 200 years before that,
Oliphants.
Riders of the Mark, brothers of Rohan.
Now the question is, I wonder whose voice they use for that. Kenzo says animators are weird people. Yes, you lot are. You're fucking well weird. How you doing, Kenzo? Good to see you, my dude.
Kenzo, yo.
there was
Darren Move says Lucky's on more than one platform. Yes, we are live on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Twitter, Twitch, and
Everything.
yeah, all the bandwidth,
older tale.
Interesting.
Daughter of Helm,
That's the totally not no name character, by the way.
Daughter of
The
Helm.
ginger chick. That's her.
Yeah, girl boss.
Go boss.
Lady girl boss.
So just before we continue real quick, is this the thing that I keep hearing they're going to be using Christopher Lee's?
Yes.
Is it his voice?
Yep.
No, this, all right, so this is it.
Yeah,
Oh,
we were just
I've
talking
heard
about
bits of it, but hadn't gotten the whole story yet.
Yeah. So it's essentially nutshell two pence worth. Family supposedly gave permission. Christopher Lee
Was it
says
his
he
wife?
would-
I thought I
supposedly,
saw Lady
but
Lee.
I think,
saw somebody say-
Allegedly.
I think it's an assumption based off conversation with Peter Jackson between Peter Jackson and Boyens. I think it's purely an assumption. I don't think the words were ever muttered.
Right. Interesting.
I don't know, that story, the way it was phrased, it did seem to indicate that when they were with her, she did say that's what he would have wanted.
But the thing is,
That's
you
what
can
I thought
phrase-
I had read.
You can phrase it a million different ways. It's still very ambiguous. It doesn't specifically say Lady Lee stated, because you would have those specific words. You would have quoted as saying, my husband would have liked to have his likeness in the anime. You would specifically use very non-ambiguous words. Stated, quoted, fact, not fiction. And the fact is, if you go back to the, we'll go back to the specific line, but to me, it looks like it's a conversation between Boyens and Peter Jackson of what Peter Jackson felt that Christopher Lee would want. So we'll go back to that in a second. There's nothing wrong with
The fact that she's a ginger. The fact that she's a ginger is shocking me because we have a ginger side in Hollywood productions. Don't you forget.
Yeah.
This is actually a rare occasion where they actually let a ginger do things in a piece of media.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Gingers for the win. And this is where we're getting the backstory of how she was an awesome warrior all the way since she was a baby.
Montage. Reminds me of that montage song from Team America. Montage.
Yeah.
Gonna need a montage.
That Oliphant in the background was shitting member berries like nothing.
Yeah. And it's like, look at his belt. I mean, fuck's sake. Anybody in their right mind would never have their belt hanging out like that. You could snag it on fucking anything. It could be used by your assailants.
Would be in the other way and in
Yeah, it would be double backed on itself. Fucking idiots.
That's the kind of shit teenagers did in the noughties.
Yes.
So many of them.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
She's got a good rack, I guess. She's got
Wow. Yeah.
tits.
Will
animated.
will this
Yeah.
turn out to be Tombi's as moment?
I wonder if yeah. I mean, the thing is, I wonder if there's jiggle figures that's involved in this.
Jiggles.
Member berries.
Reminds me of that moment with Joe Rogan and a certain presidential candidate when he was like, "No, Joe, they would have used the egos, but it's not efficient enough."
I tell you what.
From a certain-
Whilst you're discussing that, I need to get.
Hey, Steve.
The animation looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks good.
The
but
standard of the
it's not
animation looks
top
really good.
notch.
I'm not even concerned about the fact that it's not pristine or anything like that. I'd actually say it's watchable. The quality of the
It works
animation is
for- it
watchable.
works
The
for the media
scenes
it's
are
portraying.
working.
Yeah, I do think it looks good in terms of animation, but I've got to say, so far, I'm not really interested in it.
Yeah.
The thing is, the way this trailer is cut as well is very misleading, because who knows, because it's jumping from point A to point B, showing you creatures that you remember. Even the elephant creature that was like in Two Towers. Was it Two Towers?
Oliphant.
The Oliphant, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, was that at the Siege of Minas Tirith?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Where Legolas shoots like 3 arrows
Yeah,
into
and they
his
have
head.
the banter. Yeah,
Yeah.
that still counts as one.
Yes, and Andy Matthews is correct. They came from the south, not Rohirrim.
Well, the
But the
people,
th- but the thing is-
that are going to have the war with the Rohirrim are also not from Rohirrim.
Yeah, they're not from Rohirrim. It's not actually established at this point in time where they're coming from. Not really.
It's a foreign kingdom being like, let's
could
marry
easily
our
be
kids and then join forces.
Now, the one thing I will say is that when you look at the new trilogy or the trilogy, have a look at the markings on their faces. Very similar to the ones that are riding the Oliphants in the later trilogy. So I can infer that they are likely to be coming from a very similar place, and therefore the animals coming from the same. Yeah, we already know.
Remains to be seen, eh?
Ooh, beyond doubt. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see
No,
that?
because all the banners are in the way.
The banner's on the way, mate.
Well, fucking turn them off, dickhead. Fucking, it's not rocket science.
My mouse is
fuck you then. Right.
Well, they're really going to strike you now.
Hey? No.
They're really going to strike you now.
Yep.
Right. This bit.
Galadriel.
Yes.
Galadriel.
Girl boss.
Why would they? Nah. Why would Peter Jackson call back to Galadriel from Rings of Power now? It's just.
Well, the question
it's
is,
good.
what was in production earlier, Rings of Power or this?
Things burned down though. It's
Yeah,
not all
that
as
was a good
back.
question.
And the two things are separate interpretations of the IP, so they're not going to. Yes, Rings of Power will call back to Lord of the Rings.
No,
I don't think.
it's fucking shitty member berries.
Member?
Shitty member berries of trying to normalize actions across various different IPs using this as a medium. Oh, we've seen Galadriel climb up fucking an ice face with sickles. Why not have fucking girl boss ginger pubes? Why not?
Is that her name?
It is now. Girl boss ginger pubes. That's her name. Girl boss ginger pubes. No, it's not pubes. It's pubes.
Yeah. So I will save mine for when we're done here.
Girl boss ginger pubes. That's how it comes up. Just like that. Girl boss ginger pubes.
Works.
Yep. Cartman speak.
Beyond despair.
Were you two separated at birth? I'm getting that exactly right, pair of you.
Who?
You two, you and Smoo.
Were we separated at birth?
Or are you
Considering
post-
I'm almost probably twice his age, probably not.
Moving on.
It was an extended birth.
After birth. Oh, right, Greg. I'm gonna rewind this just for these words appearing on the screen. What does this remind you of? And something
I'm looking at the animation on this fucking thing. Why
it's garbage.
Bit before
Does that?
Oh
does
yeah, that
to
does
me-
look rough, huh?
Does
Well,
that
watch
to
it
me
move.
look- No, does that to me or to you guys look like they've taken an actual proper background, used AI to
Animated almost.
Animate
Yeah. No,
it.
I see what you're seeing, Tomby.
and then stick it? I mean, look, the shadows don't match. The fucking none of it.
Especially the white horse there. It really looks like it sticks out, like it was pasted onto something.
Yeah, it looks like it's been stuck on
Terrible
with cellophane.
rotoscoping.
Yeah.
It's like terrible rotoscoping. Almost.
Yeah, that's
is.
rough looking.
Again,
Grizzles
rewind
and
it.
go Ginger Ranger. Fuck yes.
again, I would save mine for once we're done.
Yep. But Greg, specifically for Greg on this, when the words start appearing, this bit.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah. It's very World of Warcraft for the vanilla version
Yep.
of when the
Yep.
words were coming up.
But
What
they
the
don't show
fuck
the
was that?
Japanese trailer. They don't even show the Japanese trailer because the Japanese trailer actually has Saruman in it. This one doesn't.
Yeah.
Can we just rerun that elephant moving? Because
It's also worthwhile noting that Peter Jackson has got nothing to do with this. Because he would be mentioned there.
but Alan
So it's
Lee
just Philippa Boyens.
Alan Lee was involved with and he's one of like the background artists and concept artists for Lord of the Rings, and he did the illustrated Lord of the Rings books. Look at it move.
Yeah, it does look a little off.
Right. How about we do this? Playback speed 0.25.
Oh my god. I'm moving so slow. Look at me moving.
Donk, 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 donk.
They just both look so odd against that background. I think that
Yeah,
has
it
something
does.
to do with the animation of the movement too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
so-
funny, the like
Atom.
shadows and everything.
I need to drag you to the cinema to watch it at the same time, mate. I'll come and abduct you.
Okay, so as soon as you want me to start fucking shitting on it, you just say the word.
I want to go back up to one quote here, and then you can shit away.
Shit away now.
It is here. So when we reached out to Lady Lee, who is no longer with us, but is now with her beloved, I'd like to think.
No. But it's like to. But
But is with her
with her
beloved.
beloved, I'd like to
yes,
think.
meaning like in the afterlife.
Yeah,
I picked
okay.
up that. I see it that way too, Greg.
She
She
said
the thing that I think Peter Jackson felt in his heart that Christopher would have wanted this. So for me, that's Lady Lee thinking about what Peter Jackson thought about
So,
it, not what she
yeah.
thought about.
I read it a little differently, Tomby. I think the problem is the quote is delivered very clunky. The wording's not great. I think what it's trying to say is, after the, I'd like to think they're together in the afterlife type of portion there. I think what the quote's supposed to say is, or trying to say is, she said the thing that and there should be probably a comma after thing. She said she said actually should be a comma, and then the thing that I think Peter felt, meaning like, I think she understands that. That's kind of Peter's understanding as well. Not so much that it was just from him, more so that the thing is that she would want him to do this, and she feels that Peter also felt that, if that makes sense. It's very clunky. I kind of see what they're going for.
poorly worded.
It's just
It's not
delivered
well
very
delivered.
poorly.
Yeah.
So I think you could make the assumption that Lady Lee did say this.
That's how I read
yeah, right. I agree with you there, Greg. I
Is
think
that I'd
that's what
like
they're
to
going
think
for. It's just
is
clunky.
about the previous statement. Not,
Right.
I'd like to think she said the thing that I think Peter Jackson felt.
Yeah.
She
That's
said
not
the
right.
thing
Which is
I
a bit
think Peter
misleading.
Jackson felt in his heart.
That's a bit misleading.
Yeah, she said, so she would have said Christopher Lee wanted this, and I think Philippa is saying Peter felt that in his heart as well. I
Somehow
think
they
that's
got
what they're
there.
going for.
See,
It's
I
just so
don't-
clunky.
Yeah, I don't read it like that. Now, don't forget, I'm functionally retarded when it comes to reading stuff.
Well, to be honest, I can totally see it the way you see it too, Tomby. 100%. It's not like
what I
it's,
was going
it's
to do
too out there.
is I was going to put.
Yeah,
on
really poorly
chat.
worded.
It is very poorly worded.
But it bodes well for the dialogue in the new film. Oh, hi.
Yeah, for some strange reason, gone to your
Scary.
fucking ugly
I'm
mug.
scaring half of America right now. Woo!
I wanted to go to YouTubeisms, so I'm going to just put a poll in chat to see what they think. I think it's ambiguous and it's what Peter Jackson feels.
It's
not
basically paraphrasing. I think it's paraphrasing.
yeah.
Or like
The thing with that
massive
quote is-
fucking assumption.
No, the thing with that quote is if you leave out the bits that are of no interest, all you're left with is when we reached out to Lady Lee, she said that the thing I think Peter Jackson felt in his heart is that Christopher would have wanted this. The entire middle bit you can just cut because it's like, who cares?
It's an aside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
It's a
so
side
you
note
can
that's
just
not
cut that
needed.
bit out while reading it, and then it's very clearly stated to be an assumption.
Yep.
That's how
I'll put-
language works.
Yeah,
I'm
the problem
putting it
for
into
me is
chat.
that I just think people are not masters of language and misspeak and misdeliver things very often.
Well, to be fair, Philippa is a bit more is better in speech than Russell T Davies. So
Yes. I mean, everybody's better than that motherfucker.
I'm with Galadorn on this, and that's why
Intentionally
I'm
ambiguous, yep.
very specific on
Yep.
picking it up.
No, I can definitely see it that way too. To be honest with you, it's. I mean, I guess Galadorn just nailed it. It is so ambiguous that you could take it either way. So maybe it's not accidentally clunky. Could be purposely clunky. It definitely reads very poorly.
yeah,
I
I
you
think
could lose this one,
she's
Greg.
just being ambiguous so they don't run into future problems. Maybe.
Abe, do you want to just say that again? You were quiet.
I was just saying, Greg, I think you're going to lose this one.
Well, someone voted for me being gay as well, but
Yes.
I'm quite happy to be in the company of people who are wrong.
We've only got 7 votes on the poll, guys. So if you're over on YouTube, feel free to jump on the poll. Put it. Do you read it as Lady Lee gave permission? 25% saying yes, 12% saying no, 0% saying it's Peter Jackson's fault, and 62% saying Greg is gay.
I think for me, I just wouldn't understand the involvement of Lady Lee, even mentioning Lady Lee, if this was all just based off, just the assumption from Philippa and Peter.
This is why I'm very specific in the words that I would use, because continuing Boyen's noted, when we reached out to Lady Lee, whatever, I would change the language. I would have changed the language to say, Lady Lee gave us permission based on conversations she had
Right.
had
And
between her and Peter Jackson, and they both felt in his heart that Christopher would have wanted this. Change the language, and it all becomes very clear. This does not read clear to me.
No, I definitely agree there. It certainly does not.
It's not
I think we
clear
can
at
all
no.
agree
does
on
not.
that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right,
I mean,
let's move on.
This is yeah. We're going to move on in a minute, but this has been written by a fucking spasticated potato, as far as I'm concerned. It's
Not even a regular potato.
not even a
what's-
regular
what's
one,
the
mate. This
website?
is a mouldy one left at the back of the cupboard that's slightly gone freaking a little bit dry. There's a bit
that
mouldy
Badlands
on one
comic?
edge. Bad
It
Innings
kind
Comics.
It kind
But-
of reads as if Zack Snyder said it, who can't seem to formulate a coherent thought.
Yeah,
It's not the
bound-
best
Not really in
mastery of
comic,
language.
because that's a quote.
It-
right?
correct,
That's
and that's the
Boyen's
thing.
own words.
This is
and
what Boyens has stated.
she's in charge of writing the movie. Great.
Anyway.
Yep.
And Davey Verse said, "Away! I didn't write that." You know, we're talking about you, my dude. Right, fuck it. Let's go. Let's have a laugh with Google.
Well, Hanayama wanted to add his 2 cents to the whole thing, didn't he?
He already did, didn't he?
Before
No, he just threatened.
Oh, Harry
he
Enema,
didn't
go.
say anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the entire production thing, because obviously it's an animated product, so obviously I researched it. So the thing has been in production since 2021. It was announced in early 2021.
Yep.
So depending on when Rings of Piss Season 1 came out, the ice climbing scene may not be a reference to Guy Ladriel. But the production is an entire fucking mess, because it's one animated movie that has 3 production studios attached to it. And the funny part is, so the movie is being produced by Warner Brothers Animation, by Wingnut Animations, which is a company in New Zealand, and by Solar Entertainment, which is an animation studio in Japan. So they are having the conversation on what to do between the American studio from Warner Brothers, the studio in New Zealand, and then having to cross-translate that shit over to Japan.
Yep.
Now, another notable thing is Solar Entertainment, because that's a very young studio, and so far they have made the first season for Tower of God, they have made The God of High School, which both of them animation-wise look good. They made Ninja Kamui, which the first half looks fantastic, and specifically the final episode looks laughably horrible. Then they made the Lazarus series, which is coming out early next year. So we have to wait to see on that. But just the dip in quality in Ninja Kamui, which they did, like from episode 1 to episode 12, if you just like, you could go on YouTube and look Ninja Kamui episode 1 and look how good this looks, and then go immediately to episode 12. Take any clip you want out of that episode and look how shit it looks. It's like, what happened? It's the same studio. And so they are also in the production. So when you see over the entire trailer, I noted, oh, high animation, bad animation, high animation, bad animation. I see this because I'm used to watching this. And I immediately see Solar Entertainment because they are famous, like literally famous, for not being consistent. And then having to work with the New Zealand studio, which not sure how good their English is, and they're getting work instructions from Warner Brothers, who in itself is not very consistent in its quality. So no, the quality of the trailer does not at all surprise me. And speaking of the quality of the trailer, this is also something animated trailers sadly used to do. They will show you footage that they think looks passable, but it's not finished. So the scene with the elephant, with the horse, with the funky background, it may be in the movie directly as we have seen it, or it was an in-production shot that was deemed passable, and it's not the final shot. So fingers crossed they fix it, but I will not hold my breath.
I mean,
I think
we've seen what happens. Yeah.
Well, it definitely seems like from that there's a bit of too many chefs in the kitchen going on.
Yes.
As well as on top of that, it sounds like all your chefs are fairly inconsistent with their work. So you've really got a mixed match scenario, it seems.
Yeah, and also Davyverse, it's overlord, not overload, but yes.
But you know what this reminds me of with the dip in quality that you just mentioned? It kind of reminds me of Uzumaki a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing with Uzumaki is...
it was passed on to many studios.
Yeah, like you have one episode per studio, so that one is a bit wonky. But if you look at like most Japanese studios, they don't fluctuate in quality throughout the season if they are the sole producers of said season. But then you look at this, which already has 3 different studios, one from New Zealand, one from Japan, one in America. The American studio is the leading studio, meaning the studio in New Zealand and the studio in Japan are getting their work instructions from the American studio, which is Warner Brother Animations. And Warner Brother Animations in current year has not had a good track record of being consistent themselves. So yeah, not like again. Like, this just reinforce. Even the second trailer just reinforces. I will see it because it's Lord of the Rings, but I will not spend money to see it in cinema.
I'm going to see it in
especially with
cinema
Warner
because I can
Brothers.
shit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can shit on it and make content of it and get money back. I don't,
Yes.
so I'm not spending money on it.
Oh, you will do as soon as you
We'll
got your
get an easy
computer
20
running.
quid
I
out of
expect
it.
you to start fucking streaming.
We get easy $20 out of roasting the fuck out of that movie if it's shit.
Oh yeah, piece of piss.
Easy.
Pete says, out of curiosity, has anyone on the panel read Appendix A Part 2?
Nope.
Slowly reading through the books, but I'm not. At
Part of me would actually
two,
say
no.
probably yes, once upon a time, but I'm actually old as fuck now, so I forget yesterday. Let
Yeah,
alone what happened fucking 20 years ago.
It was the 80s when I read it,
Yeah.
I think. So I read the whole thing back then, but I haven't read the
It's
appendices
been very long.
since. But I have read the Silmarillion cover to cover as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got.
I
the
haven't
50th
read the
anniversary
Silmarillion.
hardbacks. Silmarillion's actually my favorite out of the 3.
But from what you understand of it, I think it would probably be my favorite too.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And
I've
now,
got a first edition copy of the Silmarillion around, which my brother bought when it came out.
Ooh,
First
that's gonna be
edition?
worth something.
Yeah,
First
because it was
edition.
Holy
published
shit.
very late.
where do you live?
Nowhere.
Fuck.
I don't think it's worth much, and it was revised, so the second edition's a better read. But
Well,
No,
Yeah.
I would sooner have the
I think if it's
unrevised
Original.
ones, to be honest.
Yep.
bear with.
Oh.
Same.
Yeah, you're right. We're gonna flip on to something else in a second, anyway.
I just realized I was muted for the last 3 minutes.
That
Boomer.
I was wondering why nobody was responding.
That's
Boomer.
like me
It's like,
streaming.
oh
That's like
my
me streaming
lord.
Dave the Diver. That's like me
Well-
streaming Dave the Diver for over an hour, then realizing after an hour that I was actually talking and nobody could fucking hear me.
Yep.
Fortunately, I wasn't saying anything of significance, so we can move on.
That's why I'm quite, I quite religiously look at. Am I live? Am I live? Can people hear me? Yes. Get in. No boomer today.
The return of the sausages.
Hey!
Return of the sausages. So whilst Greg goes and empties his nappy. Oh, he's
Hey,
back
Russia.
already. Holy shit.
Yes.
That's where it is.
That was a quick diaper change, mate.
No, I was crawling under my bed to see what's in the boxes, but fucking no.
What's in the box?
I actually have one of the boxes is good because it's so I have three. I had three brothers, one of whom, the next one, 12 years older than me, passed away. And I inherited his comic book collection, and he had
that's
fantastic taste in
Oh
comics.
my!
Legend.
That's such a great.
Daredevil, got
Rest in peace,
Blueberry.
but an absolute legend.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Greg, but that is an awesome keepsake, man.
yeah,
That is-
and his speakers.
Ah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Right.
Okay.
Russia finds Google for 2.5 decillion over YouTube bans.
Fantastic. This is.
Well, that's some.
Google
Chef's kiss.
Google has racked up some 2 undecillion rubles, $2.5 decillion worth in fines in Russia after years of refusing to restore the accounts of pro-Kremlin and state-run media outlets. The RBC News website reported on Tuesday, citing an anonymous source familiar with court rulings against the tech company. Whose is this? This is Hairy Enemas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got it.
Tommy,
Take us through.
this before you speak, I just want to say this would be the perfect time to have that sound of the Russian singer going la 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 la.
Right.
Yeah.
Enema, take us through this. I'm on a mission.
Okay, so basically, to not bore everybody to death, specifically not with my horrible reading skills. So what this boils down to is multiple Russian news sources had YouTube channels, obviously, as you do, and they broke terms of service over and over and over again. They broke community guidelines over and over and over again, and even after warnings from Google that further violations will end in channel termination, they proceeded to break terms of service and community guidelines and then got shut down. Russia is now being really pansy babies about it and being like, meh, but our propaganda. And so they are now they have now decided, let's just sue Google for $2 decillion. Now, to put this into perspective, because the number sounds retarded anyway.
It is
If you take the entire wealth, and I mean the entire wealth, meaning liquidated and not liquidated assets of the entire Earth, and multiply it times 4, that's still less than $20 decillion.
Yeah.
So that's what they're asking for, because obviously they are retarded.
It's $2.5 decillion, by the way, not 20.
2. That's still too less. So it's still, even if you take the entire wealth of the world times 4, that's still not even close.
Yeah.
And
They're just being fucking retarded again because it's Russia. Oh shock, oh horror. But if you type the number out and see the fucking zeros at the end, it's absolutely ridiculous. And they are suing them, or trying to sue them, trying to fine them because
Trying
they
to do it,
themselves, and this is the fun part, because they themselves broke community guidelines and TOS. I believe it's somewhere in the article. Even they broke TOS and community guidelines a combined 120 times over like 6 channels, and then they wonder why they get terminated.
Yeah.
It's like most people break TOS twice and they get banned. They
Those are
broke
pretty
them
rookie numbers.
120 times.
You know, the best response to this article that I saw on Twitter was somebody put an L and dozens of zeros and then finished with an L.
Yep. Lol. I mean, I just put the Blackbeard gif underneath it, obviously. Because it's like Google right now and then the Blackbeard gif of him just laughing.
Yep.
Yeah, and those numbers as well, like that would literally require liquidating every single mineral resource that hasn't been collected from the Earth yet.
Yeah, and then multiplying
along
that
with
times
its
4.
economies.
Yeah, and then multiplying that
That's
times 4.
fucking
and then
wild, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously,
fucking wild.
Google would just tell them to eat a dick.
Yep.
And
which they should do.
the timing of it is funny, given how financially in the shit Russia is because of all these sanctions and shit, because of the war against Ukraine. So somebody is like really desperate for money right now.
Isn't it funny that an entire nation is more likely to go bust now before Google?
Yes, I mean, to be fair, and then Google just buys it, and then we get a new world map, and it reads Disneyland.
Yeah, welcome to Google Land.
No, just Disneyland. Just make it Disneyland.
Just turn Siberia into a giant fun park.
Melly K of Melly Games gifted a Tomby membership. Thank you very much indeed, Melly K. How you doing? And Daxonar gifted a membership. Thank you very much indeed. How you doing, Melly K? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yeah, I was just doing some shit in the background. Carry on.
So I just saw, like, when I saw the news break on Twitter, I just saw, like, first the word. I'm like, okay, so how much even, like, I have never heard of that number before. I'm like, how much?
To be
is
honest,
it?
Tana, I thought it was their currency for a second. I didn't even realize it was a number because I've never heard of a decillion. I thought that was their currency. I had no idea.
That was the first time I heard that number. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
clicked on the article, like the first article that I saw, and they wrote the number out, and it's ridiculous. Like it's like because let me see because I
It's
have
a lot of zeros.
Yeah, I have the number written out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 11 times 3 zeros.
Wow.
Dang.
It's 33
That's
zeros.
luck.
It's 33 zeros. Like, it looks absolutely bonkers. Like, that's some super villain level shit. Like Dr. Evil sitting there like, let's make a
$1
number.
billion.
Yeah, let's make a number up that scares everybody.
I want $2.5 decillion.
And then you have the finance
expert
expert.
should die, Mr. Bond.
And then you have the fucking finance expert of America being like, that's not even a number, you idiot. like you just made that up. Like, what even is that?
Oh, this
What
is
the
amazing.
hell is even that?
Yeah, what the hell is even that? It's amazing. But like,
This is fucking. This is retarded. Right. So according
this is
according to
retarded.
this, the rules are that it doubles every week. So it's not it increases by X amount. It doubles every week. So I'm just gonna.
Is this a lawsuit they're going for? How does a lawsuit double? Once you file the suit,
it's a fine. It's a fine.
is that what it is? So what exactly is the kind of leverage that, like, why the hell would Google care?
Yeah, Google doesn't care.
Right, but like from their perspective, at least in
Founding
their
interest
thinking, it's
work
like,
like that.
why the hell would they, like, what is the
I was
what's
bored.
the reason to do it on their end?
We're bored.
I had to do it because my mind was like, if that's doubling every year, what does it look like at the end of 2024? So I actually calculated it all the way down.
Oh my god!
Fucking, this thing is obscene. Obscene by the time.
Hell?
Fucking Jesus
What the
Christ.
hell?
That's fucking mental. So we are probably where we roughly, I guess we're roughly at the 8-ish, about here. What week are we in currently? We've got to be a fair way
2024?
through.
the thing is, there's like a few dozen decimal
I mean,
points
we only have
backwards
8
that
weeks left.
you'd stop
44
using
we're in.
zeros.
Yeah.
You at that point be using algebra to
Yeah.
represent the sheer amount of numbers.
We
Yes.
are in week 44.
Yeah.
Holy fucking Jesus Christ!
Mm-hmm.
And it's even funnier when you convert it to obviously over to dollars at the current
Dollar
exchange rate.
reduce.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Steve says you may as well use hex numbers. Hex numbers are not going to help on this one.
Yeah. But Tommy, if you want to make the number even more retarded, if you like literally, if you wanted to make even bigger numbers, now take the amount of the end of the year in US dollars and then convert it to yen.
Let's convert it to Zimbabwean. Which one's the one that's just
No,
fucking
just
absolute
Zimbabwean.
craziness?
No, just convert it to yen because that's again times 165.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
Like,
isn't it?
Whack
if
a
you
few
want-
extra zeros on.
If you want the funny
That's
numbers.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I just like when I saw that on Twitter, I just laughed my ass off, and I'm like, okay, the lads need to see this. This is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like insert funny number here for no reason. Russia be like, yeah, surely we're gonna get the money, right? Right? Somebody say yes,
They
please.
think
right?
they will. Yes.
Yeah, fuck no. Google's just
We asked nicely, so yeah, surely.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, those
If-
daily
if-
penalties have doubled each week, leading to the current overall fine of 2 undercillion rubles. Undercillion is a number equal to
That's
1 followed
ridiculous.
by 36 fucking zeros.
It's not
Fucking
like Russia is actually producing any money at the moment. So
No.
No, yeah, burning money.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's like it's so goddamn stupid. But I had a
And-
great
and
laugh at this, so I'm like,
the thing is as well though, the second they start printing too much money, they'll go into hyperinflation,
Yep.
and then they will be done permanently.
Yeah.
Yep.
Russia as a country will be done.
Yeah, I mean, but Abe, here's the thing. You say that like that's a bad thing.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's going to happen.
I mean, yeah, you say that as if it was a bad thing. I would actually go so far to say most of the country actually don't deserve that.
Nope.
I would actually say most of the country don't deserve that because let's face it, like the UK right now, Rachel Reeves with a fucking new budget, cunt.
Yep.
She is fucked the country for the next 5
Yeah,
years.
forget times in that number by yen. That's going to be the British pound
That's gonna
probably
be
in
the
a
British
week's
pound
time.
In a week's time, it is going to have a fucking run on it.
I do think that that's, typically an important distinction to make too. A government of a country does not always represent the people of it.
Correct.
Of course.
So,
Correct.
It's
it's always
not in their interest.
right. It's a fine kind of line you got to figure out and really look into.
At least Rachel Reeves can do one. Yeah. It's not in a country's interest to represent the masses. No country on this fucking planet, with the exception of probably Japan.
I mean, you may not think it as well, but it's actually not in anybody's interest for Russia itself to collapse.
No,
And,
I mean, when you
yes.
look at the ecosystem of the world, countries collapsing is always has ripple effects that you never know what happens. So
Because the Chinese will take advantage of that. They will seize at least half of the country. That will give them a strategic leverage over their missile ranges and things like that. They'll have
Mustang.
resettlement territory.
If I painted my face brown to go full chocolate, I would have literally eaten myself. So I had to toe the line. I'm going whiteface vampire at the minute.
I'm going to be honest, Tommy. This
Ian.
whole time, I thought you were a British version of the artist formerly known as Prince.
No,
I didn't realize you were Count Chocula until just now.
We just thought he was gay.
I'm everything from a gay Italian pawn shop and a prawn shop owner.
Oh no, wait.
Count
We
Chocula.
got news. And
Ian's in the house though. Good to see you, Ian.
Yeah, so we got news, and I just put it into the private chat. The delay of Assassin's Creed Shadows is costing Ubisoft an additional $20 million.
Oof.
Can we not talk about Ubisoft for a week?
No.
Because there is actually something Ubisoft related actually on the agenda if we're brave enough to actually touch it.
Yes.
Oh, we're brave.
Oh
We
god,
dare.
let me get some fucking
Who
popcorn.
dares win,
Yes.
zombie? You know this.
Remember, I'm on a time budget today.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you're on a time budget, so let's go for
That sounds like a you problem, Chief.
go for this. Smoot.
What are you doing the rest of the day,
Yes.
Smoo?
Being American.
Be in America, yeah. Be in America and just eat weird food and hopefully don't shit myself.
Just
Oh no,
doing
you
traveling
will.
stuff.
You ate Taco Bell, motherfucker. You're done.
Hey, my tummy's doing fine, okay?
For
It's still
right
doing
now. Wait till digestion kicks in. You're not gonna be fine.
So I assume the Doritos component of that is the actual taco shell itself,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it was.
And it's not great.
No.
What am I wearing,
just-
Brendan?
Just gonna cover this off. 2 seconds, guys. Alexander, USA 35 trillion in debt and borrowing 1.5 trillion in the next 6 months. To USA, all other NATO economies are tied, and Russia being moved to fourth. USA are no greater in the grander scheme of things. You can, and this is the problem why I said about Rachel Reeves in the current budget in the UK, because Rachel Reeves is trying to borrow her way out of debt. How
Yeah, and-
fucking idiotic!
When did that work?
Never.
It's never worked.
Exactly.
It's never worked.
They
worked for
hide it by
bankers
calling
for
it
years.
quantitative easing, but in reality, it's money borrowing from the next generation, which will inevitably result in hyperinflation.
Yes. All right, at some point in the next 5 years to 10 years, the UK is just going to freaking fall apart again.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 1987 all over again. We're going to go back to 87 and everybody's going to lose their homes.
And make no mistake, as the resident American on the panel, it's not like our economy's spectacular right now. I'm well aware of
No,
that.
your
We're facing our own
your
issues.
economy's
So it's truly
your
not meant to
economy's
be
fucked.
right. It's not meant to be as if we're kind of ignoring our own country's issues either.
Yeah, the entire West needs to grow a backbone and sort its shit out.
Do you know what would actually fucking help in the grand scheme of things? Stop giving your money to foreign fucking countries.
And
Invest
invest
it in your own
Yeah.
fucking country.
Sort your own countries out first. UK included in that.
Yep.
UK included in that. Just stop with all the foreign aid. Bring in the
Yep.
purse strings.
Yep.
Get rid of a lot of the bureaucracy. Let's face it. You look at some of the things that happens in politics, in government. You probably spend 500 million a year just in red tape, delays, waiting for something to happen. Get rid of all of it. Streamline every single process that you can do, top to bottom. You
Do
can
what
easily
Argentina
save yourself
is
$1
doing.
billion a year.
Do what Argentina is doing.
Yeah,
Now, we already reinvaded the Falklands, mate. We got them back.
yeah.
Yeah. So, Antombi, you have put up an article?
I think at the end of the day, no country's perfect in a perfect scenario. It's just this is the one on topic now because this whole $2.5 decillion is a bit of a bizarre thing, in terms of going after Google for stuff like that. That's more so what it is. It's not so much picking on any individual country.
There we go.
So let's get into this one. Who of you remembers the day before?
I actually signed up for it and actually started playing it, got stuck in the first building, and then got my money back.
You fool! You believed it.
It was
Many
known as
people
the
didn't get
biggest
their money back.
scam. Nope. Some people didn't. It's also known as the biggest scam in that year. So yeah, brace yourselves. So apparently
just
the studio is
another-
backward to its old tricks again, and it is looking for volunteers to create maps for them. Of course, they're not going to get any financial compensation for it. And the likelihood of your product actually being in the game is next to zero. If you have a track record of of Fantastic or FNT-astic, if you want to be very accurate about that, they say they want to, from now on, work with honesty, which never fucking works with
From
that
now
fucking
on?
company. From now on, yeah,
Trust me, bro.
that's the emphasis. From now on, because they lied to your fucking faces the first time. Why would they do that again, right? Yeah. So apparently they announced they are working on a game. It is a multiplayer game, a similar thing to prop hunting, called Items. And apparently they started a Kickstarter for the game, which is going to be like around 3K, raise 3K of the 20K goal. I have questions in regards to that. Why in the fuck do you give these morons money, people?
Yes.
Haven't you learned the first time? That's number one, right? And they're known for canceling projects or abandoning them. The only thing that they actually put out that was actually semi decent was Prop Hunt, and even that game was an asset flip of other games and has been done way better with other games like Prop Hunt. So they announced a contest on their official Discord, which goes as follows: this contest is a chance for you to unleash your creativity by designing a map card that, if it wins, will be added to the game in future updates. There's the caveat: if it wins. But who the fuck decides if that map's going to go through or not? The developers themselves?
I would actually argue that they would probably take all of them, whether they're winners or not, because
Exactly,
it's free developed content.
Yep, and because of the volunteers that they asked to do this, right? So
correct.
That's what the service head moderator has been saying. So interested fans are invited to create a map using any method you like, whether it's 2D drawing, 3D models, or any other style. Has that ever worked for a game to mesh styles like that? I don't know. Maybe some games, but I
think that's just the method of which the person can create a model from. So you can draw it on
the concept stage.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's concept
stage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a model at that point, really.
So, yeah. Be sure to explain the map's theme, layout, balance, and considerations, and any other important details. Well, needless to say, I don't think the likelihood of any of these maps actually seeing the light of day is next to zero, considering how the day before has gone. And I don't think people will fall for that scam again. Although people are stupid, sometimes people forget. But
well, they raised $3,000 on the new Kickstarter, didn't they?
Because people are idiots.
Yeah, because people are idiots and think they deserve a second chance or third chance or whatever the fuck.
They probably don't even realize.
In that case, they don't even realize it. I think it's all new people who aren't even aware of the scam that they've done before. And it's just to build a portfolio. Yeah, like Atom says in the chat, it is paid in exposure. Yep. Those words do sound familiar, don't they?
So most of the maps that before.
Yeah, weird, right? So most of the maps submitted will go straight into the dustbin of history, of course, and those responsible won't get any compensation. Well, there's a shocker because you're an unpaid volunteer, which in itself is an oxymoron if you really think about it. But the fact that they try this shit again is hilarious to me. And yeah, but the lucky winner will get to see their map fully designed and playable in the game, with their name displayed somewhere. Just hearing that, yeah, I don't know about that one. And a free copy of items, if and when it ever comes out. Will there be any financial compensation for the work whatsoever? Nope. Of course not. You didn't get any money for a day before, so don't expect to be paid for this fucking game.
Yeah, you're not gonna get anything from this. Anybody who spends any time investing into this is a fucking moron. Absolute moron.
Yeah, I mean, it became. I mean, just put that in perspective. The game came out last year, at the tail end of the year. It was like in early December, wasn't it? Or like middle of December.
Yeah.
And it didn't even last a week. So, I mean, I'll give them credit. They lasted longer than Concord did. I had a more higher player count than Concord did, but that's not even a challenge at this point. And yeah, it just baffles me that people still fall for this crap, honestly. And the funniest thing is what the studio has said, that they deem it unsatisfactory that they had to pay fines.
Yep.
Because the game was doing so fucking shit. That's on you, motherfuckers. You scam people out of their fucking money, and you get what you fucking deserve. That's what happened. You know, and I think people should just start falling for this crap. I mean, granted, it does sound cool being a part-time volunteer, but you can use that skill for your own fucking game, or actually join a company that actually rewards you for your work instead of being unpaid. you know.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that there's never going to be many times that I'll turn around and say I'll work for free. If it's my own hobby, my own project, then 100% you will put all your efforts into that. But for someone else's gain, get fucked. Especially not this company who's got a history of volunteering or asking for volunteers to work on the products and then paying them no remuneration or respect or anything in between. They're asking for freebies and they don't deliver what they're supposed to deliver anyway. And then the
Well, I love.
the guys just run away with the money. Fuck them,
Yep.
cunts.
Yeah, and I think I love the response here because when they did put out that call, it was basically like, don't work for free. That's basically the consensus that has been thrown around. And yeah, don't you guys remember the infamous shit happens at the end when the game was actually taken off of Steam?
Yes,
Yep, they should actually use that against them. Honestly,
I would.
because yep, and the thing is, pulling that shit on people again, expecting them to forget about last year. I mean, sure, people forget quickly about certain things, but the internet never forgets.
Yeah.
They will remind you of your fuck up. They will.
Right.
The
Abe.
internet is undefeated for a reason.
Abe.
Yep.
Greg.
Yes.
Would either of you two like to take the next topic?
Well, I'm not sure what Abe had, but the
Let's do
mine is meme
let's do
based.
yours then. Let's do yours
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
Greg. Seeing as
the musical story, seeing as musicals are topical, what with Wicked and all of the
Wicked
shite
Lol.
that's going on about that. So yeah, the classic, was it 80s or late 70s? I think it might have been late 70s movie actually.
80s, I thought it was.
Early 80s movie, The Warriors, basically about a bunch of gangs in, I guess, New York.
No, 79. Shit.
Yeah, scrapping it out. I saw the original when it came out on VHS. But yeah, it's about violence and gang life and lots of gratuitous, large-scale gang fights. And this is going to be redone for a modern audience. So, yeah, as a musical on Broadway and gender swapped completely. So all girl gangs getting together and talking on street corners about, I don't know, periods or something.
Probably.
But it's going to be a musical. They've been...
oh, no.
An album has been written and produced by the people that made Hamilton.
Right, okay.
Which, yeah. And then there's going to probably be a Broadway adaptation of
Do you know how much interest I've got in this?
Thing.
About the same level of interest as Ghostbusters 2016.
Less.
Literally zero.
And
literally zero.
I did see maybe half an hour of that film when I was coming back from America in January, and I saw it. Like I was like, no, this is shit. I'm going to watch Indiana Jones instead, which I knew was shit.
No.
Do you know the other thing with this that I'm getting vibes of? Robin of the Hood.
Yeah, it has a similar vibe to it.
Robin in the Hood.
Robin in the Hood. But can we just talk about what Greg just said coming back from America? Did you film an unofficial sequel to the Eddie Murphy movie?
No. No, I had to fly back from America.
Coming to
really
America.
Was flying back from America.
Coming back from America. Starring Greg Phillips. But yeah, this looks like your usual affair of the all-girl reboot, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I can't think of I mean, like, I can't think of a worse gender swap thing than taking it, because it had a big cast, didn't it? I mean, there was
massive cast
in
the original
was,
film.
At least 100 people in it.
Yep, there's loads
in the various gangs.
Yeah, what was that Ocean's 11 spin-off that they did with all the women?
Ocean's 8, I believe.
Ocean's 8, yeah. So
with Sandra Bullock.
That really reminds me. Was that? Yeah.
I
it was
know
Sandra
Anne Hathaway was in it. I kind of forget the rest of the cast.
Sandra
Rihanna
Bullock,
was in
Anne
there.
Hathaway, Galadriel, the real one.
Yeah, I think Rihanna was in it. Now that you mention it, Smooth.
Rihanna, Kate
I
Blanchett.
think I could be
Yeah.
wrong.
Because a smaller group of women can achieve more than a larger group of men.
100%, and that's exactly
I
what
didn't
it
even
goes
pick
down
up on
as.
that little bit
Yep.
there. I kind of just faded the
Notice-
whole thing, so I didn't even think that hard into it. It's a good
Sarah
point.
Paulson,
See-
Helena Bonham Carter, fucking Aquafina, ugh.
Oh no.
God.
Mindy Kaling,
But-
and of course James
Yep.
Gordon. Fucking dick fuck. I wish he would just
You know what's
fuck his
kind
own
of funny
face.
about this? You
Well,
know what
big chipper.
the funniest thing is about this whole thing? Notice that it's all minorities being warriors, mostly, especially the black chick and the Asian chick, and there's always minorities committing the crime in those movies. Now, what does that say about how people feel about minorities, even in Hollywood?
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be a good segue to how the Japanese feel about people committing acts of circus fun times in public.
Yep,
Yes.
yep, exactly.
Based.
Or
Such-
like how Johnny Somalia got beaten up in South Korea.
Based.
No, I want to do. So, have we had enough of this pizzly shit?
yeah,
Yes.
I just
Yeah,
wanted
fuck
to.
it.
Yeah,
put
it's
it
gonna
on
be
people's
trash.
radar. So
Oh,
think
hello,
we know.
Yanni. How you
might end
doing?
up
Oh, she's
at
going
some
up.
showing
She's going on
sometime
the pillow.
accidentally.
Cool. Right.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
that sounds absolutely legendary.
Yes.
The Japanese have had enough of tourists disrespecting their culture, so they're putting out these flyers. Go for it,
See,
Abe.
the first one, you think,
Oh, it's fantastic.
okay, it's clear who it's aimed at. Sure.
Yeah. We know
Yeah.
what it's aimed at.
But it's the second picture that I'm like,
The second one is great. The second one is
The
great.
second one's a little bit more risque, isn't it?
No, the second one is fucking
the second
based.
one is pure Japanese. Don't give a fuckery.
Unapologetic.
Yeah.
That is
Yep.
based as fuck, isn't it? It
Yeah.
is based as fuck. Don't bring your monkeys to Japan. Fucking based as fuck. Holy
Yep.
shit.
This is so fucking.
The polar bear crying at the end. It's like,
What are they actually saying, though?
it looks like they're all saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a bunch of loud noises.
Yes, it's amazing.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. Which reminds me, since we are already on this, have you seen the one I put into Discord yesterday with the sign that was on the restaurant in
Oh,
Kyoto?
that was so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you
so
can.
good.
I
read
don't
this,
know.
you
I
can
don't know.
come in.
I don't know, Tomby, if you want to bring that one up because that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Which one was
I
that,
lo-
mate?
I
It was
will.
a sign in
Yeah.
English and Japanese.
So
A
I will.
restaurant sign.
Yeah, it was English, Chinese, and then Japanese.
Yeah, I would just tag it again
Yeah,
in
just
the Discord. List.
ping it to me again, mate.
Yeah, so copy this and just repost it. So it's this one. If you want to open that one because that's funny, and I can give some context to that one because that is just fucking funny to me.
Oh yeah.
That is
I mean,
so great.
it's a good way of ensuring that people have got enough respect to be in the country to, speak
Yep.
your language and want to
Basic
be there
comprehension.
and to fit in.
Yep.
So even if you were from a different background,
Yeah.
but you could speak Japanese,
Yeah, so to give context to the lovely audience, so this sign was on a restaurant in Kyoto, which is a very busy, very like well-traveled to restaurant. Like not one of the big fancy like 5-star things, but very busy. So they put this sign on the door, which obviously reads "No vacancy." The Chinese directly below it also says "No vacancy." And the Japanese text, that is the line in red, literally reads, "If you can read this, you're welcome."
Based.
Yep.
So they are
Super based.
literally they're literally telling you, if you cannot read this, go home.
Yes.
Fuck
Because
off.
because they
fantastic.
have enough of disrespectful fucking ass tourists.
Yep.
And I'm all for it. I find this hilarious.
I mean, I'm of the opinion that more countries should do that. just put their foreign language in the bottom and just put like sorry, we're closed, or we're busy, you know, and
Yeah.
then do the same thing. I think that would seed out a lot of wrong people, you know.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It would solve a lot of problems. I'm just saying that. And I
Well,
think
you wouldn't get as many
it-
Johnny Somalis turning up fucking places up.
And
that's
for
the point I was.
yeah, so for Adam Gray's point, no, the staff in the restaurant actually does speak another language than Japanese. It's just specifically behavior of tourists over the last few years has gotten so bad in specifically smaller local restaurants that the staff and the owners are just fed up of dealing with them. They are literally just fed up of having to deal with these loud, annoying, like unfriendly tourists.
It's obnoxious tourists.
Yeah, these fucking waffle munchers, these absolute dickheads. And so they literally put this sign up to be like, okay, if you can read this, then you may come in. If you cannot read this, well, fuck off home then. Go home, eat a dick. We don't care. Go someplace else. Like, it's not that Japan only has like one restaurant per city.
Yep.
No, it's only got one restaurant.
Yeah, only one.
That's the one. Only one.
Only one.
But yeah, we can thank twat waffles like Johnny Somali for this kind of shit. But honestly, granted, there's certain rules of decorum that you should follow when you're in a foreign country. I still stand by that point, because if you're in a foreign country, you should at least try and speak their language or understand it to a certain degree to actually move around and behave a certain way. You know, because if you act like a fucking dick, expect to be twatted or at least be treated differently. And if like, oh, I've been treated wrong, just go cry in a fucking corner or cry into your echo chamber on the internet that you've been treated poorly, and go fuck yourself. Because I think what they're doing here with this sign is actually a brilliant idea, because that way they can, like Hanayama already said, mitigate the scum, so to speak, and actually make sure that the guests who are there are not being harassed by these freaking morons.
Yep.
You know?
And the funny thing is, like, in theory, all of us right now on the panel could go in there because I can read this.
Yeah, but the thing is that I'd also just get my
You can
phone
read
out,
it.
do a Google Translate on the camera.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
If you're smart enough, if you're smart enough to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, but that's also depending on if you even have a connection where that restaurant is based.
No, you can download the.
You can get
download
offline
it.
dictionaries and things like that.
Yeah, but you would have. But here's the thing. That means you are a smart tourist that has thought about that one beforehand. Because try downloading it when you're standing in front of that door and having no idea what that says, and then you have shitty connection. Now you're fucked,
motherfucker.
Now you're fucked. So, but all of us could go in there because I can read this. So I can be like, I can read this and be like, yeah, we can go in, easy peasy.
All right, it's a group date. Let's go.
Yeah, fuck yeah. and then get some proper food.
Yeah.
Yep. I fucking
Now
love
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry as well.
It sounds like you problem.
We'll skip through a couple of little ones. This one I thought was a fucking funny as fuck. BioWare reportedly withholding Dragon Age the Veilguard review code from creators who were a bit more critical than others with our hands on. So, yes, we don't like it that you are... fucking Jesus. Either this cat's fucking shit itself or what, I don't know. It just smells. Have you farted? You dirty cow. In a move that has raised eyebrows, I like the fact that they misspelled Veilguard here.
Because even they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Veilguard.
Veilguard.
In a move that has raised eyebrows across the RPG community, BioWare appears selective with its review code distribution for Dragon Age the Veilguard. Excluded are some notable critical voices of the upcoming RPG. And spoiler alert, it's going to be evident.
Yup.
One of the forgotten by BioWare, Wolfheart FPS, took to Twitter to express his frustration and concern. He, along with two other creators who weren't so positive about Dragon Age, early impressions haven't received a review code ahead of launch. 3 creators, myself included, were a bit more critical than others with our hands-on time. Not a single one of us will be getting a review code. This just massively stinks of them trying to protect this shit that they have created. They don't want the fucking negative press beforehand. The thing is, if I had myself a code and I did a review on it, I would shit all over it. I would
Being
massively
brutally
shit all
honest
over
about it. Yeah. I mean, there's also this rumor circling around that they're also getting rid of negatives. Well, that's true, but they're also getting rid of negative reviews on Steam. So it's actually the third best-selling game on Steam at the moment, which kind of blows my mind because of the press that it has gotten beforehand. And I don't know. I have seen nothing but bad press for this game. And even if I looked at like people who are usually pro EA, even they said it's fucking shit. That's not saying something.
Yup.
I mean, in general, doing something like this just comes off as, for the people who do believe that these IGN reviews and all these corporate kind of legacy media reviews as far as gaming stuff, they're all coming in top marks and all that. Doing this just or at least is going to lead more credence to the idea that they are shills and you are afraid of actual reviews. So it just looks cowardice.
They are being very cowardly over it. And you can see straight through it. Everyone that's here can see straight through it. And the shills that are out there fucking saying this shit is the fucking next coming of Jesus have got absolute zero spine. They've got zero spine. They're being paid off by the companies to say something nice. They've not got the courage of their convictions.
Yep. What also is very interesting is this whole leak situation. I don't know if you followed that with the footage that's been leaked beforehand before the game came out. It was a channel called Mr. Matty Plays or something. He
Matai
sent some footage. Matai. He sends some footage to his editor, and apparently the editor has leaked the footage of that he captured onto Twitter, and that's the footage that has been circling around everywhere. And everybody's now going on about, well, you broke your NDA, you broke your NDA. If we go according to that logic, right, then IGN is breaking NDAs all the fucking time, or any review sites that sends things to the editors.
I mean, technically, yes. Legally speaking, he did break his NDA by sharing the footage. The second he shared the footage with his editor or not, he has breached the NDA unless his editors signed the same NDA.
I don't think he has, honestly, but that's
and there you go. So it is technically, if we were to argue the toss about the law, he is they're correct. He's breached his NDA.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets blacklisted.
Really have any hope in hell of actually proving, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
yeah. That's the tricky part, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what
I love about this. Yeah, good.
I've signed an NDA to play a game, which is coming up soon. And am I gonna breach it? Am I fuck?
Don't tell me they've done a sequel to Lula Virtual Babe.
Mate, it's better than that. It's better than that.
Leisure Suit Tomby.
No, it's even better than that. It's even better than that.
Where in the world is Tomby San Diego?
I'll just say it might be a new MMORPG.
Ooh,
interesting.
World of Warcraft 2.
A spicy one.
Spicy one, huh?
Oh.
Only fans models the MMO.
Yes. And obviously, if you know, you know.
No, Smooth, you know RPG Maker?
Oh, Galadorn.
Yes.
Yep.
It's
Good one, Galadorn.
Only fans maker.
I can neither confirm or deny that. I am not reading chat.
Good pickup, Galadorn.
I'm not reading chat.
Pick up there. Yeah, I heard about that one. I'm curious about that one.
I'm just going to go grab a drink, BRB.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay. What I find very fascinating about this whole ordeal is when the footage leaked and it was revealed that it was actually that YouTuber. You had the usual suspects coming out and saying like, it was all like rainbow flags, Ukraine flags, Palestine flags, you name it. I'll call him bigot, sexist, racist, whatever the hell you want to any ist or phobe you want to throw out and about. And it had nothing to do with the game, ironically enough. Let's focus on Tommy's pussy there for a second. Beautiful. Now she's like, fuck you guys.
Hey, getting comfortable on the laptop too.
Yep.
Well, that laptop must
She's
be
heat
nice and
seeking
warm.
at the minute.
Oh yeah.
She's actually staring herself on the screen. She's like,
She's like,
what the shit? Fuck this.
can you turn that
Fuck
fucking
this, it's
camera
boring.
off?
I'm going to sleep. Pot of jelly beans
you
in the
go.
background. Hey, where's the fucking camera
Yeah.
going? Come here, you bastard.
She's like, are you done?
Bless her.
Bless her.
Nice.
But yeah, this whole situation just stinks with me because EA knows they have a stinker on their hands and they're desperately trying to get some money out of it. Well, I heard one YouTuber say something interesting. It will do well the first couple of days and then it will flatline immediately.
Well,
This is
that's
going to
the-
Concord harder.
Yeah,
than
like that's the
Concord.
thing, right? The free market solves all these things and it proves all these things, and the truth rises to the surface. If it's good, it'll do well. If it's not, it's going to go the other way. Plain and simple. They can put any reviews out there, pay for them, not pay for them, give special access, maybe not, maybe they do, who knows? But all these things they do, all these reviews, hiding codes from negative reviewers, whatever the hell it may be, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're going to see the same way we saw with Concord and these other games. It's either going to sink or it's going to swim it, and we'll find out that way.
BioWare's gonna die. BioWare's gonna die from this game. You can say you can kiss BioWare bye.
Yeah, please do.
If this is doing shit. And honestly, it doesn't surprise me that this game is the way it is because we have some interesting suspects working on this game. Notably, Laura Kate Dale, who used to work at Kotaku, who made the infamous article about a certain Persona 5 song having the word retort in it. And she made us think about it being the singer saying retarded.
Yep.
Even though
Didn't
it was a
understand
Japanese
the
singer.
word.
Didn't understand the word, and it was not even for Persona 5. It was for the DLC Super Smash Brothers, where the protagonist of Persona 5 was included in the game, and that certain song was being played. And she made us think about the song being ableist, even though it actually wasn't. So yeah, some top-notch writers on that one, you know. And you know what? Talking about this retard from Kotaku makes me miss Total Biscuit because he used to hold certain companies to a higher standard, and we need more people like Total Biscuit.
Yup.
Honestly, to hold these motherfuckers accountable.
Right. Who wants to bring up one next?
I actually got to bounce now.
I was going to say, are you going to do your outro, Smooth?
Yes, sir.
See ya, fuck off. Go, bye!
Anyway, fuck you. You might be seeing me tonight on Sevi's birthday stream, which is going to be in about 3 hours from now. So you're gonna see me on Moonskull or potentially on the kick stream of Sevi Love. But yeah, I'm Smooth the DJ. Hi, the usual Muppet. Still out and about in the America land until November 7th. I'll be back streaming on November 8th, if I'm not too jet lagged, that is. But yeah, other than that, you will always catch me here on Wednesdays doing the lovely Hump Day Chinwag or in the chats of certain streamers. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side relatively soon.
Happy days.
So
Cheers,
that's
brother.
that.
You take care of
Bye,
yourself.
Smooth.
Cheers, Smooth.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Should we focus on the muscle tech one?
Yes.
Do it. Do it now. Yeah.
Abe, take us away.
Well, this is an interesting development here because what they're essentially doing is using laser-based technologies along with microfilaments to more effectively grow living tissue. So even though we already have the technology right now to effectively grow things like replacement organs,
Yeah.
we still have the issue of making them viable within the body, even if they are of the same DNA.
Yep.
This could not only partially solve some of those problems, but it does also raise the specter of potentially enhancing human organs in the future.
Interesting.
So, Liu.
We can rebuild him.
Yep, uses laser
Yes,
technology
literally.
to create intricate microscopic structures that mimic the natural architecture of human tissues. Yeah, so they're using a very, very, very narrow band laser, and they're using that to essentially affect the scaffold that
Yeah.
allows the material to grow against.
Yep.
I assume, based
Interesting.
off my understanding of science.
So this will also change the science of things like grafts as well.
Yep.
No longer will you have to have, like a part of your body, your skin cut off and stuck somewhere else. You could effectively just grow it in a lab and then attach it, and then it would just, fix itself to you effectively. And before you know it, there's no sign that you even had an injury.
I think for me, the looking at it like that and just thinking about the potential of it, it's a little weird at first, seems a little sci-fi, but if done properly and leading to that end result, like you just described, where things would be fixed or replaced without any knowing that anything ever happened, it's something that's definitely pretty interesting.
It's pussy time.
It's certainly odd to hear at first, though, that's the way they're going. But I mean, they're also growing ears on, mice not that long ago. So there's a lot of weird crap that happens that, if it furthers kind of medical cures and things, I'm cool with it. I don't necessarily have an inherent issue with it. It sounds a little odd, but if it ends up being a good thing, I'm cool.
Just how long ago it was that they started growing ears on living mice?
It's probably
it's over 20 years.
Oh, because I would have said first I heard of it was 2012 or 13ish. So, so yeah, to know it's even more than that is interesting.
I mean, Dolly the sheep is fucking. When was Dolly? Early 90s?
Roundabout?
I think maybe mid to late 90s.
96.
Let's see, I wasn't even aware of that.
Yeah.
Dolly was 96.
Yeah, so
that's
cloning technologies, as well as things like growing ears on everything under the sun for some reason. That always makes me think of that South Park episode of Dr. Mephisto, who puts extra butts on everything. So he's like, here's a monkey with 6 butts.
The first ear grown on a mouse was in 1997.
Wow, I did not know that.
By scientists at the Vacanti laboratory. The ear was actually a mold of sheep cartilage that was cultured to fit the shape of an ear. So it wasn't
was not aware of that.
An ear, it was just the cartilage was shaped.
I just remember that. Exactly. Remember that viral picture that went around of the mouse laying on its side with the ear? That's the one I remember from the early 2010s.
Yeah,
I think at the end of the day, I mean, this is the way we're going. Science is not slowing down. It's going to continue heading this way. So to me, it comes down to, does this sound a little weird and almost a little too sci-fi at first? Yes. But if it's something they can iron out and make work, it could definitely have incredible applications.
Well, there are also other things that this technology could be applied to.
Mm-hmm.
So using CRISPR technology and the smallest of genetic modifications, we could re-enable the ability for humans to regrow limbs, much like reptiles do.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is something Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, however, part of the issue with doing that is expecting that they'll grow exactly the same because of the genetic degradation of the living organism over time. So then you would effectively grow an old arm that could be misshapen, could be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But using this technology, you could actually guide the structural growth of a new limb.
Interesting. See, I find that fascinating.
Yeah, it could change a lot of things. The only thing that might make this redundant now is we're back to which is going to do it better and first, technology or biotechnology.
Right.
Because some of the replacement limbs that we've got now are superior to human equivalents.
Yeah. To me, it's going to go bio. That would be my thoughts about it. Would be Bio's going to surpass it.
Well, let's hope so.
And we're talking about
I mean,
nanobots and everything.
Yeah,
All the way.
I think the most optimal solution would be a blend of them both. So
Andy Matthews asking the important question: could we grow bigger tits? Well, I'm not sure you particularly want to grow yourself a lovely pair, Andy.
Right, Andrew.
but-
Andrew, the biggest issue is not growing the bigger tits. Getting bigger tits is easy. Strengthening women's back muscles so that they can actually have them is the real kicker.
Yeah,
Exoskeletons implanted at birth.
yeah,
Yeah, tit
We're talk-
exoskeletons.
we're gonna be carbon nano weaving into people's bloody muscles, aren't we? Just to support giant bobs.
We-
To
we-
fulfill Andy Matthews' goal of extra ZZ doubleness of boobage.
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna hear
69
and-
triple Zs.
And then you're gonna hear it in the intro. We can rebuild her stronger than she was before. We have the technology.
More bouncy, more buoyant,
More booba.
More jiggle physics.
and when slightly hot, she can turn herself into a hot air balloon. She is floatable. Fuck.
She can always make them bigger, but never smaller.
Can you imagine if that was? Can you imagine the case if female tits just always got bigger when they were slightly aroused, and they never went smaller? It's like, fuck's sake. By old age, you've got all of these people just carry around massive fucking tits.
You could say the
God,
same
I'm
about-
starting to look forward to the future now. Damn.
Unfortunately, you could say the same about men having hard-ons and it's just never going away and just growing and growing and growing.
Just eventually you just get poked. There'll be like
I'm
those,
not seeing any
those rams
downsides
where
here.
it curls back into their head and eventually kills them. Fuck's sake! What
Yeah,
the
rabbit
fuck
teeth.
How did we get on this conversation?
I blame
I
Abe.
blame you, Tomby. I
I
blame
blame
you
Abe.
entirely.
I blame Abe.
My brain just went there. But you actually Greg brought up dicks.
I was
I
just
blame
trying to even
Greg.
the playing field, man.
Let's blame Greg.
Look at my soap.
Look at your soap.
Yeah.
You're gonna drop it.
No, I smell like Sydney Sweeney.
At least
Can't
you don't
deny it.
smell. At least you don't smell like Gwyneth Paltrow.
I smell like Sydney Sweeney's boobs.
You wish.
I do, because it's the same fucking soap.
Yeah, you wish.
Right. Yeah. Let's
Well, I'm not
follow
sure how to
this one up.
segue out of that one.
No,
Oh, I know that. I know that's very easy.
nobody wants to. They're just thinking about it.
Well, no, I mean, the thing is, the technology.
Result 38 seconds.
Yeah.
Certainly, if we are using this technology to look after those disfigured, for example, through burnings or anything like that, then yeah, fucking let's go for it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
The future's
I
bright.
kind of am on that side of things. I would like to see, you don't want to. You get to that
It's
point where
disfigurements,
science
isn't
goes maybe too far and all that kind of stuff. We see it in movies, we see it in sci-fi, sure,
Yeah.
but I do think there's some. I mean, not think. There's definitely something to be gained if this stuff can work properly for, no matter what it is. Whether it's stuff when they talk about trying to fix spinal injuries, missing limbs, all these different things that could happen to people. It's worth exploring at the very least,
Yeah, and 100%
with
Steve,
precautions.
I'm sure it will help military injuries and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's another great point. Things like that. I mean, it's worth exploring with caution. Let's not play too much with the universe and our playing God here in terms of what we can do, but let's also see if we can help people out.
No, I want to play God, mate.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You know what the final form of that is, right? And then we're gonna build fucking space marines.
Yes.
Well, that's what I mean by
I
like
was
we
gonna
say
see
that.
the roads it can go down in sci-fi for sure, and like those are the things we want to avoid definitely. But
What do
Yeah,
you
I
mean avoid? I want to be space marine.
I can say for sure I don't want to live in Warhammer world. I'm
No,
good on that.
no, Jake. Not live in Warhammer world, but imagine you were a space marine right now.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess that's
See?
cool. I don't know enough about them, but just in concept, they seem kind of
The other
badass.
thing to think about, obviously, with that comment there, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm also not saying it's right. is the fact that many of the films and many of the stories and many of the books that we look at, where we're looking at this technology and thinking, oh, do we really want to? It's predicated on making you fearful of it.
Oh no, 100%. And you'll find some that show versions of this kind of stuff working out and working out wonderfully for society. So, so that's what I mean. There's that kind of blend of like, explore this stuff, but with the proper precautions to make sure we don't, go down the wrong roads.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with
that. Our fear is never outstripped by our curiosity.
Correct. 100%. That's correct. Right.
So it's going to happen either way.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like science is on this track. There's no stopping it, so we just got to hope for the best.
The ethical framework that governs science isn't equally applied across all the countries in the world. So
correct.
It may be illegal in civilized countries, but if you want to go to some place in the middle of buttfuck nowhere and pay someone a lot of money, you can do whatever the fuck you like.
And you can't tell me China's got any form of ethical fucking consistency.
Nope.
No, none.
Like
organ transplants, people.
Yeah.
Right. Hairy Enema, take us through.
Yeah, Firewalk Studios got basically told to fuck off and eat a dick for making a game that told everybody to fuck off and eat a dick. Ironic, isn't it? Like, this is the Palpatine meme of, not just the ironic, but I love democracy. Because, like, how many times have we heard from articles where they quoted the Concord devs being like, oh, the gamers won't have any games to play left. Mm-hmm. Well, you motherfuckers don't have a job left. We still have games, so
if people are shallow, if people are shallow enough to believe that we've got no games left to play, they never played any games themselves. Because there are fucking so many games available to me to play. I haven't got enough time in the fucking universe to play them all.
Yeah, you don't. I do. No, but
you do, wanker.
And not for nothing, what the hell's wrong with going back and playing old games you love that you already played? I'm just started streaming Arkham City. I've beat that game I don't know how many times over. I just sure as shit rather play that than this game.
Just because it's an older game doesn't mean it's not enjoyable to play.
The idea that we have nothing, no other games other than Concord, if that's what they were kind of insinuating, is bizarre.
This is all the you will consume it. You will consume it.
Yeah, right.
They're thinking planned obsolescence for your old games. So you're going to get bored of those and you want to play new stuff all the time. No,
that's
like, not how gamers work.
It's like when a parent makes dinner for the kids and the kids don't, I don't want to eat casserole tonight. And the parent says, you'll eat it or you go to bed hungry. In those cases, maybe. In this one, no. We've got plenty of other stuff to eat. Thank you.
I'm just looking at my Steam, and I've got over 300 titles that I can play whenever I want.
It's like, it gave me a break. There's games from decades ago that I haven't even touched yet that I could explore. It's the same thing with movies, comics. It's everything. They always try to tell us that you'll take it, you'll like it, it's all you have. And it's like, no, I don't have to read your new comics. I don't have to watch your new movies, your new shows, your new games. There's a backlog that even if I started today and did one game, one movie, one show every day for the rest of my life, I still wouldn't crush all of it. So give me a break with that.
Yeah, but basically the funny gist of this one specifically is, so like a spokesperson for Sony said that they missed the revenue, expected revenue margin, which my first comment to was no shit. And so basically they are looking to cut costs immediately because there was internally a setup to maybe iron out like one big overhaul patch and then try to release it again. But somebody at Sony finally saw the light at the end of the tunnel, realized that's a fucking subway, and did not walk towards the light. And he said, you know what? How about we just cut losses, cut this shit out, close the fucking studio and cut like 200-ish, like roundabout 250-ish jobs, which we don't have to pay, which in turn then saves money. And so, they just closed down the entire fucking studio that was associated with it. So, bye-bye Firework, motherfucker. Thanks for, Concord came out in, August.
Say late August. Yeah, I think it
Late
lasted
August.
late August,
Yeah,
first week of September.
so from
September.
August to now, like you didn't even last a fucking quarter.
They didn't even last a month.
Which is great. Fuck.
No, I mean from launching to being completely shut down and everybody's fired. You didn't even last a quarter.
Oh yes, to the yes, I see what you mean. Sorry, I thought you meant just the game.
So
Right. Yeah, the game didn't last a month, and the company, the whole run from that didn't even last a quarter, right?
That's just like that's like you suck. Like you suck so hard you don't even know. And the funny thing is, anybody associated with this absolute travesty of a video game in like normal people world should no longer have a job outside of the people that maybe did the level design because they don't really have much to say. But any executive in theory should no longer have a job in any studio given the mismanagement and the the mismanagement of the studio, mismanagement of funds, mismanagement of staff, the absolute horrible communication that PR did, and their absolute garbage ass fucking community managers. None of them should ever have a job again in gaming if normal studios would have normally functioning brains. And because obviously, like, a fucking art designer does his job. Like, if you tell an art designer to make an ugly character, he may not like it, but he will do it because it's his job.
Right.
So I don't blame the frontline developers because it's usually not their decision to make bullshit.
It's the shot callers, the one who make the decisions.
Yeah, so the entire executive area should never have a job again in the gaming industry for fucking nothing. They should even be banned for fucking writing for Kotaku. Even they should look at them and be like, no, you're trash. You ran an entire company into the ground to the point where you got dissolved immediately by Sony in less than 3 months. They should never have a job again.
Right,
Yeah,
now
it's the
for
biggest
something
fail
a
in
little
gaming
bit.
history.
Now for something a little bit more light-hearted.
Why?
I saw this today, but I didn't actually click on it. I was wondering what it was.
Yeah, it's this one's one of mine.
This is one of Abe's. I was laughing just as soon as I started hearing the lyrics. That was it.
Just watch out for the woman crying.
Can't hear it.
Yes, I'm going to turn it up, you boob tape. All right, stop screen share. Let's go screen share, Chrome tab.
Oh, hello.
Subway,
Hello there.
include that. Bish, bash,
Boston
bosh.
Batman.
Right, tell me if you can hear this.
Yep.
Yeah.
About to shit my pants. It's gonna happen right now. Don't do that. Hold on just 1 minute. Why would you shit in your pants?
You want it in black.
Shit in my mouth.
Just
Oh, Jesus. That was a turn I wasn't expecting.
this bird here.
Shit in my I can shit in your mouth. Shit in my mouth.
She was obviously deeply touched.
She's so dumb.
I'm sure so many people were at first kind of laughing at the first bit, and then were just like, "What the fuck just happened?"
She's so done. She's so done.
Oh, did you
Just there thinking, oh, I miss him so much.
Did you see the other bird? She actually looked a lot like Emily Blunt in the background.
Like, God damn it.
Well, let's give it another go.
Oh, I see a Red Sox hat.
I thought it was Emily Blunt at first. I was like, that would have been funny.
On the
wouldn't it?
tube.
On the tube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she does kind of look like her a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but then shit is like, God damn it.
Oh, but yeah, it's just this this chick.
Yeah, she was just done.
So I'm a firm believer in hating that when people mess around on the subways. Because as somebody who rode the subway quite a bit in my life, it's a miserable experience as it is. Subway sucks. It's not fun. It's too many people. It's hot. It's the whole experience is just a miss. Before, after work, it never gets any better. So I hate when people are messing around, swinging on the bars, making social media videos. Like people they just want to ride the train and go home or go to work. Nobody wants to deal with, antics on the train. But I got to say, this one's pretty funny. This one's pretty funny. It's a little bit more harmless than people swinging around and doing backflips on the thing.
Yeah, so in the UK, I absolutely fucking detest going on the underground because you are literally in with what I would call the sweaties. Because you're crammed in with fucking sardines,
shoulder to shoulder
to shoulder with people who fucking stink, and
also
I fucking hate it.
It's terrible.
Absolutely fucking hate it.
Yep. Awful.
But I gotta say, this would have been a funny one to experience. I would have had a good laugh, especially because it looks like the train's comfortable at this point. Nobody's stuck standing up. Everybody's got a seat. It looks like an easy ride, so I could have had a laugh at this. Catch me with this right after work on a packed train. I might not enjoy it so much.
Yeah, it's just
fun.
It's the woman that's sort of in anguish. I'm not sure. I mean, you could project all sorts onto that. It could be like, oh, I remember he used to do that with me. Or it could be, she might, something terrible might have just happened.
Somebody might have sat on her
just
face.
like these guys are singing this song. And she is not.
No, you know what would be even funnier? Be it either one of them or both. Imagine her knowing both of them, being like, "Why are you like this? I hate you." Just like
they're both ex-boyfriends.
Yeah, no, even if they are just friends, it's like, why do I know these people? Like, why are you like this? I hate you, you motherfucker.
Why are you gay?
Yeah, I thought that. You should probably just sat there dying inside, going, "Oh, these motherfuckers!"
Like, I just wanted to go home in peace.
Like the internal question of why am I friends with them again?
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh fuck, Dave's brought his guitar. He's gonna pull some shit.
He's got
fucking hell."
Love song.
and then it's like, oh, why is Jeff here? God damn it!
Oh shit! They're gonna do something.
Yeah, they're gonna start some shit.
I do love their dedication to the performance. The one guy kind of coming in late, nobody sees it coming. It's well done. It's well done.
Jay, did you have anything you wanted to share with the chat?
So I didn't have anything specific, but I thought one kind of fun thing to look at would be the Daredevil Born Again trailer, because I have not seen it yet. I know it came out today, and it's either going to be something we think maybe looks decent, or we have a good laugh at how crap it looks. I don't know how they're going to do it, because they've done so much damage to Kingpin and Daredevil at this point in their foolish Disney Plus shows, but we'll see.
Come on, Yanni, come and lie down, you twat. Right, let's share this tab. Make you full screen.
And I have not seen this yet, so it's actually my first time.
I haven't seen it either. So let's do it.
Devil is what they call me. I've learned that evil wears many masks, each one more dangerous than the last.
Have you noticed something straight away?
Not yet.
What have you picked up so far?
A little bit of kind of key jangling with the different masks.
Listen to the accent.
Devil is what they call me. I've learned that evil wears many masks.
Oh, yeah, he's
Did
got a
you
little
hear it?
English in his accent there.
His accent slipped.
Yeah. Well, his real accent. Where did that come? He's never done that before. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bad slip too. I didn't even catch that. Not bad slip in terms of a thickness of the accent there. It's not like it's subtle.
One more dangerous than the last. This time, the stakes are higher. Sometimes we forget that even our enemies have their reasons.
Listen closely, young one. There's danger in these streets.
I want nothing but peace to my city.
This city is ground zero for a war it doesn't even know is happening.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That's good.
Sounds like Thanos.
Is ground zero for a war it doesn't.
I mean, the thing is, that's obviously Stick who's talking there, right?
Yeah.
Even know is happening. This war is bigger than anything.
You and I haven't always agreed in the past.
Why are you here then?
A war is coming. I want you and the other guy by my side.
Whatever it is, I'm not afraid. I've faced the darkness before, and I'll face it again.
Yeah, I know I'm stopping it every now and again. No, it's not Lance Hendrickson. Shocking. Shitting hell. I'm going to have to get his name now. Scott Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
Lance Hendrickson was
voiceover.
Aliens. Say again.
This is all voiceover.
Yeah, I think it's just their teaser. Right.
Yeah, it's
just
their teaser trailer, isn't it? It's their first wetting the whistle. Now, the first thing is that obviously Charlie Cox isn't putting on the thick accent that he did in the Netflix Daredevils.
Which I do hope he does in the show.
I do as well. I really hope that he puts the effort and goes back onto that. Whether it's dialect coach or whatever that's needed, who cares?
To be honest, this almost feels a little bit like they might have sent him some words to record and send back, and it feels like this wasn't the most professionally done recording by him, only because that slippage of the accent is something he's really never done before. So I almost wonder if this is something they sent. He kind of just did it real quick and sent it back over to them, like, we got to slap together this trailer really quick type of thing.
Yeah,
or
Rick,
teaser,
he was
rather.
the captain for the USS Dallas in Hump for October and sent dimensions for Playboy of the Month. See, Tommy knows.
In this small, chaotic world, it feels like everyone's connected in some way.
Interesting.
No matter how deep you dig, the same shadows seem to follow you.
There are many enemies among.
Yeah, that's from season 3.
So that's season 3.
So some of this isn't even new footage.
Yeah.
I bet you if I actually combed it, I'd find a lot
Some
more
move.
footage.
You would probably find that is just before that Grotto or whoever it is got fucking murked.
Silently with purpose and precision. Some whom I cannot sense.
So far, the
Making
only
art
thing I
from
can say
nightmare.
is new footage is the shot of the masks at the beginning. It all looks like it is old.
No, there's definitely some that is new.
Yeah,
but I would actually say probably only about 20-30% of this is new comparative to just rehashing old content.
Turning fear into his twisted masterpiece. The darkness never truly leaves this city. But neither do I.
Oh man, his accent
I'll keep fighting,
really
whatever it takes. Hell,
Actually, that looked
that
like
last
it was-
shot of Punisher might have been something new because I don't think he had that beard and hair in the.
I'm thinking
but his
that-
accent's really
Do
coming
you know
through
what?
in this.
I'm thinking this. Part of me actually says this isn't real. Because I'm almost certain, and I'm going to come back to Burnfall for a second.
I'll keep fighting, whatever it takes.
I'm pretty sure that's Walking Dead.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like him and.
I'm pretty sure
as
this
Frank
is Walking
Castle.
Dead.
So go to the trailer, Mark. So from when is this?
I have no
I could
idea.
have sworn I saw an official one earlier.
Yeah, because there is an official trailer out. That's
Because
what-
those masks, well, unless the masks, no, because those aren't from
Because-
anything else.
So because the
I've seen the
official
actual leaked
trailer,
one.
so the official trailer was posted on the among others the IGN channel.
Yeah, got it.
8 hours.
Let's go for that.
Yeah.
Oh, Deadpool.
Oh.
Interesting.
So let's take that.
Let's have a look at this one because there was just too many inconsistency with that other one. It was just
That's what I'm saying.
didn't
There's a
feel
lot
right.
of old footage, a little too much for a teaser for a new show.
Do you know what was actually really, really good though? We were picking up on the bollocks.
Well, yeah, definitely.
great.
Because I've never heard Charlie Cox slip on his accent like that. So that
No.
could have been voiceover from something entirely different that he's done.
Yeah, it actually sounds like one of the UK spy films that he did. I'll have to find it. Anyway,
I
brought you here to offer you an opportunity.
Oh, I smell what you're stepping in. It's gonna get good.
Yeah, I think this might be.
yes. Well, this feels better.
Spend some time, hasn't it?
This is better. Oh, fuck.
That's
come up in the
that's
world.
right.
I could say the same about you. I wonder if your darker half would agree. Exactly what kind of a lawyer are you? A really good one.
Oh, so that's all we get, huh?
Oh!
Yeah, this is just a compilation of all the
undeniable.
Oh, I picked something up about this as well. And I'll see if you pick up on the ergonomics of this.
Anyone who's ever
Right, she's in the suit, right? So she's wearing a suit, and think of how Tony Stark flies.
Accomplished anything iconic in life. Has had to do some questionable things to get it done.
What's the flip in the truck lately with Marvel? I feel like they're just stealing that from the Dark Knight. They have it in the Thunderbolts trailer too.
Look at how she flies.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Do you
It's
notice
in the
that?
Matrix. It's like, remember Matrix was really cool when the car flipped in the Matrix.
She's got no upward thrust whatsoever.
What exactly would be keeping you off the ground?
Magic.
Yep.
Black on magic.
And the thing is that Iron Man almost always flew
with at least one arm
his
down.
whole body straight.
Yep.
Yeah,
not fucking
always
knees
straight,
bent.
never nothing bent.
Not
even
knees
in,
bent.
I
Because
don't even
what
think
would
in the
happen?
Hulkbuster it was
What
knees
would
bent.
happen in that scenario if you had this? Those thrusters would not be aimed horizontal across the
Yeah,
plane.
they'd be going
They would
up,
be
which would
pu-
make
they
you
would
be
be
going
pointing at
down.
an angle, correct.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
Both of her arms are outstretched to the side for some reason.
Yep.
The rear thrusters are pointing downwards. She should be face planting immediately.
I mean, here's an even bigger
She should
error.
be flipping onto her back.
Here's
and
an
her
even
head
bigger
should slam into the floor.
Here's an even bigger error, which I find funny. If you look at where the knee of the suit is and where the leg bends, if you now follow the positioning of the leg, look where the thrusters are pointing. How the fuck do the thrusters make that angle given on how her foot is angled?
That's what I just said, you boob.
Yeah.
I literally just said that.
Even if you look at the lighting, like none of this makes any sense.
No, correct. And now that's what I picked up. As soon as I saw this, I was like, well, if her knees were bent, then the angle of the thrusters would be towards the fucking sky, meaning her vector of thrust would spin her over. Oh, and her arms would just help that to spin her over.
Yeah.
She would do a flip and slam her head into the floor.
Tony Stark, at minimum, would always have one arm providing upward thrust at all times.
Both of his hands were always facing down. And he would then gimbal, he would then yaw and whatever based on his hands' positions. But basically, he would always have his hands down. They would always providing lift. Because let's face it, you are just a jet engine. You are just a thruster at that point. With no direction whatsoever. He had to use his hands to direct himself.
Yeah.
And this is some of the things that annoy me with Marvel, especially with their TV shows and things like that lately, is that not only can they not even kind of stick to the continuity and the source material of comics and things like that, they can't even pay attention to what they've done in previous Marvel phases, even to things as simple as how they made Iron Man fly properly.
Do you know what this physics reminds me of? Fires in space.
Yes.
Yeah,
Open
flames flickering in the wind in space.
CGI magic.
In space, yeah.
Am I right in thinking that Ironheart wasn't actually originally a comic book, but it was an Iron Man Japanese porn movie?
Nope.
No.
What's the Japanese? What's
She
the?
was originally part of the
all
reboot
new,
of
all
the
Marvel
universe.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it the all new Marvel or was it the Ultimate Universe?
I
believe
can't
new,
really
right?
remember. It was
I thought
after
it was
Kamala
Ultimate.
Khan, I think, and after Miles Morales, after Kamala Khan. I can't really remember exactly when, but it was somewhere in like the mid 2010s, I want to say, was when she first showed up in comics.
Yeah.
2015, 16-ish maybe.
And the whole reason why she developed this technology was because a teacher said that you could be anyone you want to be.
I'll be Tony Stark.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I did see that comic panel. It's just like, how can the same? Well, it's not the same people who made Iron Man, obviously, but the people who should know, like the story of Iron Man. Like he built his suit to save his life, essentially, to escape a crazy scenario. How can you just boil it down to something so simple and so silly for a new hero?
Quasar over on Rumble. Hello, Tommy and guests. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Good to see you.
I popped something in
it's mental.
Discord for you, Tomby.
Did you? Is it a picture of a penis?
No, it's the cover of a porn movie.
Close enough,
So,
Tommy.
yes, then. Yeah. It's a dick.
It's
a giant dick.
I was pretty accurate. This actually, do you know what this reminds me of, actually, Greg?
Doris Moo. I've only just noticed that.
Share this tab. So this was a porn movie, eh?
I believe so, yeah. I've not seen it myself.
And apparently it's been better than all of her live-action appearances in the Marvel Universe.
Fair enough.
I'm going to have to send this to Philip Chan, actually. I think he would get a kick out of it.
Oh, you get more than that.
It's very stellar. She hasn't got... Yeah.
In Smoo in Discord says best Ironheart. He didn't miss a beat.
Amazing. That's fucking quality. Because if Black Girl Magic and the need to race and gender swap, that's the problem.
Yeah, I think with this movie, it came out after Iron Man. You know, within 6 months, like it takes to do a porn adaptation of any Hollywood blockbuster style thing. I'm guessing.
Yeah, they usually turn them around pretty quickly.
So
I can't imagine
they
too much
brought
production
this
goes
one
into
out,
it.
And then I think Marvel were like, fuck, we've got to do an Ironheart show now in order to swamp the internet with official Ironheart stuff, so people don't associate this.
Well, apparently,
porn movie
the Captain Marvel porno parody was better than Captain Marvel. And it actually had more characters in it, and the story made more sense.
No, Abe,
and the acting was better.
No, Abe, here's the shocking part. In terms of profit, the Captain Marvel porn parody from Japan made more money than Captain Marvel. If we're talking profit.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, obviously not.
What the fuck is it? Smash
Don't.
She's still
I watched some of this earlier. It's rough. I couldn't even finish it. I think I got through like 30 seconds. And honestly, it was more just like, holy crap, this is obviously like, it is whatever in terms of what it actually talks about, but it's just so damn boring. Like, geez, this is a game?
Yeah, so I would say this for the tab that you had just opened, Tomby. If you want either yourself, one of us, and or chat to permanently lose brain cells, that's the only reason you would ever press play. Don't. It's absolute fucking cringe.
I'm feeling kind of evil right now.
It's
like dialogue written by a toddler.
Yeah,
it's worse. It's worse than toddler dialogue. But these are the consequences if you misgender somebody, and this is how you apologize if you misgender somebody in a high fantasy game. It's absolute
like physical kind of payment.
This comes back to the reason why we all kicked off, that there were fucking mutilation scars from having your fucking tits chopped off. It doesn't make sense in a fantasy game. If you are playing a game, just make the fucking sex of the character you want, not one that's deliberately fucking transitioned, you fucking freaks.
Yeah, plus, even then, it's a high fantasy setting that has healing magic. Why would you have scars?
Yeah, if you see yourself as a fucking female and you're a dude, play a fucking female character. We don't give a fuck. You just don't have to shoehorn this fucking fantasy notion that chopping off your fucking wombats is fucking normal. Fucking freaky cunts. Anyway.
See, now is the time for the Jack Tarliard little musical piece. I'm too sexy.
I'm too sexy for my cock. Too sexy for my cock. I'm gonna lob it up.
The Return of the Sausages.
That's the
That's
sequel.
a good combo.
That's why I put them together. That's why I put them together, mate.
God damn it. No,
Right.
but honestly, like, Dragon Age is cringe.
Quasar. Lol.
Veilguard is cringe.
Yeah, it's all cringe, mate.
I mean, the funny thing is, we already renamed it over on the Discord. It's Dragon Age Veiltard.
No, it's Veil Gwad now.
No,
Veil
it's Veiltard.
What's this fucking sound effect?
Wow, you can really dance. Wow, you can really dance. He went.
I've
Have you
that
ever
one-
seen when you're not streaming?
Have you ever seen those,
that one was
those
purely
shorts?
for Tommy.
There's these shorts of like these people who like look exactly like Hollywood actors. Like one's like Jenna Ortega, one's Leonardo DiCaprio, one's Margot Robbie, and they for whatever reason they always do their shorts to that song, so it makes you think of it every time. Really irrelevant thing, but I will say they look like indistinguishable from the real celebrities. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've probably used like deep fake technology because it's so easy to do now.
No, and that's
No,
what I thought
some
at first,
of them
but no,
are
they actually are
fucking
legitimately just. I don't know if they just tried their best to to make themselves look like the Leo one is like, holy crap, that literally looks like Leo.
Do you know what?
Oh,
Recently,
Ortega's best too.
I
He's going to be
saw.
as popular as a Jimmy Savile impersonator in about 6 months. Mark my words.
You know, there's that
Savage.
Amy Winehouse movie.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody that was cosplaying as Amy Winehouse, and it was a trans dude. And I'm not kidding. He looked exactly like her. It was
she a bit
bizarre,
rotten and
or should I say
half
bizarre?
melted?
Bizarre.
Bizarre. Right, we're gonna wrap this shit up, but just
Yes,
to...
it's nearly my bedtime.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just fucking calm your tits. I'm gonna give you this to look at, and then we'll do outros. Not that. Ooh.
Ooh, is it a trailer for the Japanese Ironheart? Let's go.
They could fucking
Approved.
fucking day long. Anyway,
wage a war against exorcists.
Yes, 100%. Right.
Exorcist's gonna exercise that? You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where is Jay? There you are. Right. No takes. What you got coming up, my dude?
Nothing too specific, honestly. Kind of a little bit of as I can get to it streaming, which hopefully gets to be a little bit more frequent. Some more videos, reviews, all that kind of stuff coming. And we have the Saturday Film Club this week. I believe we are doing, myself, Stasis Geek, and Sandy Q, I believe we are doing The Time Machine this week. So if you're interested, give that a watch. The 60s one. I can't remember exactly which year in the 60s, but the 60s one.
Okay.
So if you're interested, watch the movie, check it out, and then come join us for a film club where we basically hold a book club type discussion on movies.
Sounds awesome.
I'll be there.
Yep, Abe's always there. Great to see you there, and we're looking forward to it.
I'll come and join you after one of my many streams.
Sounds good,
You're
brother.
always streaming.
I'm always streaming, yeah, because I'm committed to the cause.
You
are not.
So we got. Actually, I was not going to be on Friday's show with Ryan because I am at a gig. So just Sunday this week with Ryan, and then I'll be back on Wednesday. So the rest of the time playing Conan.
Roger.
With Abe, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
I've actually just downloaded Conan, so I'll have to give that a shot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it's the usual business for at least right now. So I got some parts to change to the PC, which hopefully allows then everything to run as it should, which would be great. If that goes as planned, then there will be gaming to be had, which would be fucking great. In the meantime, however, it's shitting on fucking lousy ass tourist and pansy ass bots on Twitter, so it's the usual.
Happy days, mate. Happy
Indeed.
days. Good to see you as always, mate. And Abe.
Yeah, I'm still recovering. Probably will be for the next few days to maybe another week. I'm probably going to be playing Conan. Aside from that, yeah, I'll be here next week. Hopefully, if I'm still alive.
No dying before
fingers
me,
crossed.
motherfucker.
Fingers crossed.
Yep.
Do I need to threaten you again, motherfucker? Nobody dies before me. Fucking shithead.
I'll race
Hey,
you. Let's
I'm
go.
the oldest fucker here. I get the first dibs, all right?
Even you, motherfucker. Nobody dies before me.
And
So what, Tomby, tell us, what do you have coming up?
Yeah, do the thing.
You streaming tonight?
Yeah, not much.
No, I was waiting for a tumbleweed to go past and some random porn to start playing.
No, that's not happening this week.
Stacey Queef is not here. No Baldur's Gate 3 today. I've actually cancelled it so I can get my head down. I actually started work really, really early this morning. So no Baldur's Gate 3 today, but I will be back playing some Party Animals tomorrow. So we're going to be playing Party Animals at usual time. So if you're about, you want to play, and if you are in the members, you've got the game, just jump into the stream tomorrow and we will crack on with some Party Animals.
I might turn up late, but I've got a grandkid's birthday party and
real life's more important, so don't fucking come and play games.
I'll be back. I'll be back home about 9, so maybe I can join after that.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'll also be late, but I will be there.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm sure
I
we
might
can fill
make it too.
spots.
Nice.
I'm sure we can fill spots. So Friday, some GTA with Dealbreaker and the guys, as usual, and over the weekend, some World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, and MMOs. Some more scary games. Tomorrow night after Party Animals, I'm probably going to be playing some Visage, carry on with that, and some Alien Isolation. So until then, guys, thank you very much indeed for coming through today. Thank you very much indeed to Yarnwich for the super chats. Thank you very much to Melly K for the gifted memberships. And from me to you, you look after yourselves. Enjoy the rest of today.
But before you go,
fuck off.
No. This is important. Before you go, also, if anybody is interested, motherfuckers, you go and check out pineandcauldron.com.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Now you can go.
Fair point.
No, we are going to put it there, and we're going to say pineandcauldron.com by the lovely Yarn Witch, who's normally on the panel with us, but today she's away from home. For more awesome yarn and sock ideas and potential willy warmers, look up pineandcauldron.com and use the discount code Tomby10 for 10% discount off the checkout. And until next time, we're going to fuck Oscar.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta.